entertainments, time travel to a land of legends, jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons, oh my! Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com. Save your dates. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. Save $2 per ticket with discount coupons available at Harris Teeter stores region-wide. Oh, jolly good. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival. Huzzah!
To our veterans, we owe you our independence. Thank you for your timeless service to help keep us free. This Veteran Salute is brought to you by the Campers Inn on Highway 161 South in Kings Mountain. We remember with gratitude our brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. We salute our veterans. This salute is from everyone at the Campers Inn of Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club has new renovations and will be expansion on golf. Having a wedding reception? Cherryville Golf and Country Club banquet room is the place for it. Private parties, birthday parties, and corporate events. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
Now is the time to get your certificate of deposit with Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. And right now, you'll find certificate of deposit rates up to 5.25% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union, located at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Call 704-435-0186.
Sports Talk with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. And yes, JP is back in the house. I returned last night on my triumphant return back to the board. I know Zach's very happy from last night because I heard that he just did not like Friday nights.
No, that phone thing was, I couldn't figure that phone thing out. Trying to get the callers,
yeah, the phone is a little difficult because you can't answer it and put them on the board. You have to wait. You have to put them on the board before you pick up the phone because the old one was easier to work. This one I haven't figured out yet how to exactly work this one.
Well,
Yeah,
me and
that's it.
Kevin finally figured,
Do we not have employee training here at KTC Broadcasting?
yeah.
JP does it.
Well, we need some employee training. This boy said they can't figure out things. We had a training program. A little badge says trainee. Can we hand those out? Little trainee badge.
Get
Trainee.
JP a trainer badge.
What do you think about that, Tom?
Shift leader. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
What do you think about that, Tom?
You sure you got enough?
I'm
make
telling
sure
you,
you got
somebody really thought about me right
Yeah.
there. That's
Who got-
what it's about.
Who got you that? Who got you that? You
Probably
bought-
cheaper than that little can drink you brought me last
The can
week.
drink I brought you was cold though, wasn't
You
it?
know what I'm saying?
It was cold though. You drank it though, didn't you?
Glad you made
You drank
it, Tom.
You drank it then, didn't you?
I'm glad
didn't
you made
You
it.
drank it. Don't
The
compl-
comedy
don't
duo
complain
of KTC, Tom and Terry.
Don't complain. He buys himself a 2-liter drink. You know what? You know what?
I did not buy that drink.
You bought yourself a 2-liter drink. You know what? I hope that gives you a kidney stone.
You know what I'm saying?
That's harsh.
That gives you a kidney stone.
Like I said, the comedy duo of KTC.
You buy yourself. Why'd you
That's what I'm
Why'd
saying.
you bring a 2-liter in here, Terry?
Why would I buy my own self a drink like that?
Because you're stupid. That's why. That's
What
you
in
do.
the world?
You
Well,
do
if
stupid
I get a
stuff every
kidney
week.
stone, will you come by and see me?
No, I will not.
Just get him one of the little filters to carry around.
I'll bring somebody to fill in for Terry. Terry drank a
What
2-liter,
in
gave
the
himself a
world?
kidney stone, so he's not here. So that's good. So
In
we're getting training.
In unrelated news, one of the rides at Disney, they did a study that if you ride in the back of it, there's a 54% chance you'll pass a kidney stone if you have one.
There you go.
I think it was Thunder Mountain. If you ride in the front, there's a 23% chance. So if you want to pass a kidney stone, go ride some roller coasters
to
and
the
ride in the
back.
back, folks, where it moves you around a little bit more. So
Why
scientific study
would
there.
you be at an amusement park with a kidney stone?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, might not know. You have one. Who knows?
All right.
But there was reports. The way they discovered it, there was multiple reports coming from like doctors, like, and all of them were saying they had rode the ride. They had been to the park, and they had wrote down all the rides, and they got together and said there's got to be these roller coasters, and they talked to the parks, and they did a study on it and figured out that that they're shaking them up in there. So
How about that?
right at the back of the wooden roller coasters at the back is the more.
We learn stuff every day.
There you go. You didn't think he was going to come this morning.
That's right.
Something about some kidneys, how to pass a kidney stone on a roller coaster
Talking about a drink.
that Terry brought in himself.
Because Tom
For
said,
some
I hope you
reason.
get a kidney stone.
and then Tom wishes
He deserves it.
physical harm upon you, Terry, because you
Look at that. Look at
you
that.
brought that 2-liter in here today.
It's a 2-liter.
Look at that, Tom.
He went down to Worldwide Imports and got himself a 2-liter drink. That's what he did. You know he's in
I
there.
guarantee you paid more for
You know
this
he's in
than
Worldwide
that was paid
Imports,
for.
where it was 59 cents over there in the back. You know that's where you got. I'm sorry, I'm not going to Worldwide Imports to get you a 2-liter drink. Went right up here to the convenience store. Got you a cold drink. That was the bet.
This will be going on for another year. I've never in my life been
No, 'cause
embarrassed
if you don't,
by making a bet in my life.
did you say a Mountain Dew?
You know what I'm
Did
saying?
you say a Diet Mountain
That's
Dew?
all I got to say.
What
Tom.
did I bring
This
you?
will be for another year.
I brought you a Diet Mountain Dew.
fake
as
betters.
that was the bet.
Yeah, right here.
Fake betters.
So for the folks
Fake better.
for the folks that don't know, 2 weeks ago they made a bet on the Duke Notre Dame game. Tom forced him to take 14 points.
Yeah,
Or give
he
him
kept
14
on,
points
and I had to give him
after
14.
predicting them to win.
And Duke had the lead in the fourth quarter.
And they were
After
up
the
by
handshake.
24.
After
All
the
I got
handshake.
was the tech going up by 24.
Terry holds up a 20-ounce soda and says, "Let's bet this." And they said, "Okay." They shook on it. Tom bet a coffee, and Terry bet his 20-ounce soda. Tom don't bring his bet in the next
Heck
week.
no.
Terry has to run him to the gas station, and he comes back with a can.
I went to the gas station.
I think he
myself.
went to the refrigerator and got the one.
Yeah, he went out to Large Marge and grabbed a diet soda out of the back. Comes back with his 12-ounce instead of the 20
one of Andre's Diet Mountain
And then
Dew.
now all of a sudden this morning,
Oh, so
there's a
Calvin was helping you.
there's a 2-liter.
He said, go to the car.
There's a 2-liter soda sitting here on the table, and not Tom did go to the store.
I did.
But he did bring you back a can,
a cold.
a cold can. And then Terry is.
They didn't have bottles. They didn't have bottles. If they had bottles, I'd have brought you a bottle.
Yeah, right. Now that's another one.
What'd y'all have for breakfast this morning?
I
had
had,
sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit from here from McDonald's in Cherryville.
I had a bacon egg. Lord have mercy. I had a gravy biscuit and a strawberry pie.
Terry?
Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
JP this morning. What
And he had a
what did you
round
have?
egg.
I have got a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin with a round egg waiting for me, and a sausage strawberry cream pie. I mean, a strawberry
JP.
cream pie. Yeah.
JP, how come Tom had an egg?
What do you mean?
He doesn't know.
It wasn't egg, Terry.
Well,
It was a round egg. But anyway, how come he had a tomato?
Tomato.
Tomatoes on my sandwich today.
What?
I like
That
tomatoes,
would
just
be
not on.
good.
I have to
Yeah.
have Italian dressing on my tomatoes.
Well, I don't know what they did because you must have
I
put a
have
tomato
to
on it. I
have
didn't.
Italian.
Hey,
Did not
one of my
ask for that.
favorite sandwiches is for breakfast is a bologna, egg, and tomato.
So, like,
mayonnaise.
all tomatoes?
Yeah,
like,
that's
do you
fantastic.
eat tomatoes on cheeseburgers or anything like that?
Like if it's on a cheeseburger, it's fine. Like on a hot sandwich, but if I have like cold tomatoes, I have to have like some kind of Italian or Greek dressing on them.
So you don't do mater sandwiches?
I do not. That's I guess I have not been in the South long enough to enjoy it.
That's about the only thing my wife will eat. Tomato sandwich. She don't like tomatoes on
Special.
anything else.
That's a southern thing.
Especially in
It's
the,
got to be homegrown too.
Pimento cheese,
Duke's mayonnaise.
pimento
dude.
cheese, tomato sandwiches. You know,
Tomato with mayonnaise can go on about any type of sandwich.
Yeah.
Burgers, whatever, sandwiches, whatever's good with me. I'm good with that. All right. No, I had a big argument with Andre one time. He ordered a cheeseburger, and they have a lot of salt in it, right? And he poured salt on his burger, and I said, "You're pouring more salt on that?" And he said, "No, I'm pouring salt on my tomato." And then we just had the biggest argument ever about whether he was pouring salt on his burger or not. And he was saying, no, he was not he don't put salt on his burgers. He put salt on his tomatoes. But the tomato
It's
was
on
sitting
the
there
burger.
on the burger. Biggest argument you could have ever had
It's awesome.
about the semantics over that. So that's why I was wondering, Tom, when you said that, I'm picturing you over there with a cheeseburger pouring Italian dressing just on the tomato, and like Andre would do.
like if I have them, like sometimes we'll have it as a side dish. You just put a little dressing.
I've seen that. All right. You need to get you some mater, salt and pepper, and some toast, and have you a good time. Get you a
All
mater
right.
sandwich. Ain't that right, Terry?
That's it.
I mean,
That's it.
especially on a hot day. You do banana sandwiches, Tom?
That's it.
I do not do banana side.
I do
I'm
not
gonna
do
tell you, this is fantastic in the summer.
Seems like I've eaten one.
Got that
before.
tomato with
I
some
don't- I
Duke's
don't do that.
mayonnaise.
All right, let's do this. Our scores. We're just gonna go. I'm gonna go through the brackets here, so I'm gonna pull those up. Terry, West Lincoln, they did win last night. Burns won last night. So you guys sitting here got another week. If you both can win, you'll be playing each other next week in Vail. So that's something to think about. We'll start in the 1A though. Robbinsville beat Thomas Jefferson 55-7. They host Mountain Island Charter, who won 27-22 over Allegheny. Bessemer City wins 52-22 over South Stanley. They play Swain County, who won 47-0 over Avery County. As a comparison, Bessemer beat Avery County 46-0. So should be a good 8-9 matchup next week over in Bessemer
Well, they're
City.
just lucky they don't have to go up to Swain County because
Right.
that's a
That's
ride
it.
up
I'm
there.
glad they got to come down this way.
Yeah, a ride up to Swain. It's a beautiful place, but it's a long ride.
Mountain Heritage 51-6 over Carver. They'll host Starmount next week, who got the 2 seed in that conference. They've only lost 1 game this year, so that's going to be a big game there. They beat Cherokee 35-21. The winner of Starmount Mountain Heritage will play the winner of North Rowan Corvion after Corvion upset Drawn 38-28 last night, and North Rowan won 63-19 over the Elkin Bucking.
That's
Elks.
Greg Lloyd's Starmount squad, isn't it?
Yes.
Great. Congratulations to him. Glad to see him winning.
Their only loss on the season is to the Mount Airy Granite Bears. Eastern Randolph beat Cherryville 68-7 last night. They will host Hayesville, who won 28-0 over Christ the King. The winner of that game will play the winner of Albemarle and Thomasville. Albemarle won 49-0 over South Davidson, and Thomasville 49-6 over Andrews. Bishop McGinnis won 50-8 over South Stanley. They'll host Murphy next week, who won 57-21 over the Polk County Wolverines. The winner of that game will face the winner of Mount Airy Mitchell. Mitchell won 33-15 over East Wilkes. Mount Airy 55-3 over Union Academy.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it's a good thing Murphy's out of school next Friday for Veterans Day because they got a long ride to Bishop McGinnis.
Yeah. Where's Bishop McGinnis at?
That's
Mooresville?
Yeah, that's the other side of Charlotte.
Okay.
I mean, it's up like halfway to Greensboro. I mean, that's a long drive for the Bulldogs, Murphy.
So in the 1A, Robbinsville, the one's still alive, the 4-5. I think everybody through the top seeds all advanced there in the 1A.
All chalk, huh? All chalk.
I believe so. Over in the 2A, however.
Reedsville just continues to roll, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Reedsville wins 58-0 over Madison. That was a 3.5 hour ride, Tom, if you was talking about
for
rides.
that butt whooping.
Yeah. Yeah. And they probably welcomed them, too.
Oh, yeah. Come on
and
here.
told them before the game started, we're getting ready to.
Yeah, we're getting ready to blank y'all about 60-0. Have fun.
West Stokes.
Bring receipts.
19-6 over Southwestern. I think I'm at Southwestern. I'll make sure. Yep. West Stokes 19-6 over Southwestern. So Reedsville will host West Stokes next week. They'll face the winner of Brevard and North Stanley. Brevard won 44-13 over Trinity. North Stanley 34-32 over TW.
That's how come you rank number one, man. There ain't nobody there gonna stop Reedsville. Yeah. Not even gonna be close.
The other side of the bracket is mighty competitive. West Lincoln will go to Monroe next week after beating Chase 53-35 last night. Monroe beat Bandy's 63-13. What was your score with Bandy's, Terry?
We won 38-30, something like that.
Okay.
Can't remember it exactly, but it was close.
Better bring the A game next week to Monroe.
Well, yeah. You better bring your A game to every one of these games.
Well, I would say this, and it's not just to y'all, Terry. Every time we've sent a team down to Monroe, they've come back with their tails between their legs. Now, when Monroe's come to other teams,
it's a different story.
Our teams have beat them. But I don't remember any of our teams going down there and winning any time recently. And so we'll see. I'm sure someone has, like when they had about off year. I just don't know off the top of my head. I'm just saying it's tough to go down there and win a ball game. Burns will be at Bunker Hill this week. They won 63-34 over Pine Lake Prep last night. Bunker Hill won 61-7 over East Rutherford, and everybody
should be a good game.
This whole side of the bracket, pretty cool. Burns at Bunker Hill should be a pretty good game. If Burns wins, they will be on the road no matter what. To Monroe or West Lincoln. If Bunker Hill wins, they'll be at home no matter what, hosting Monroe or West Lincoln the following Friday. Let's see. Moving on down, Community School of Davison won 38-16 over Lexington. They'll play East Surrey, who won 42-13 over Providence Grove. Winner of that game will play the winner of Randleman and Forest Hills. Randleman won 43-0, Forest Hills 28-7. Over on the other side of the bracket, Shelby beats Mount Pleasant 62-14. They'll host Lincoln next week, who won 35-21 on the road at North Surrey. Maiden wins 31-21 over East Gaston. They'll go on the road to Salisbury, who's been a buzzsaw in the playoffs the last few years in the 2A for a lot of teams. They won 55-21 over East Davidson. So that side of the bracket has Shelby and Lincoln, Maiden, and Salisbury. Pretty tough there, Terry.
I think that Salisbury team's come up to Burns. Was it last year, Tom? 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I want to say it was a couple years.
Yeah.
We had them beat the year they won the state. We had them beat, and the kid hit like some kind of 60-yard field goal.
Yeah,
one of those things.
I remember doing.
Yep.
In the 3A, Tom, Crest Chargers won last night. Alma Mater. Did you go streaking through the quad?
Forgot to do that.
53-0
Parkwood over the 32 seated. Parkwood's in Union County, isn't it?
That's Monroe.
Yeah.
They were 2-9 on the season.
How'd they make the playoffs?
Tough 3A schedules. Statesville 28-27 over South Point. South Point went for 2 with 2 minutes to go and does not get it.
And I'm going to tell you something about that game, too. I know they always put out there, and you know how social media does. I had something sent to me, and it had South Point 60 cheers that they got beat, where Statesville had 37 cheers because they won. I mean, why do you do stuff like that?
What does that even mean?
I guess people are glad they got beat.
What, Lane?
I mean, that makes no sense. I mean,
well, if people are glad,
really,
what website are you on? What are you talking about?
People.
Yeah.
People.
I mean, why do you do that?
When you win a lot, people like
Got a lot
to
of
see you
haters.
lose. Yeah, you got haters. But I will say, just being, how to say this without getting myself in trouble, some bring that on themselves.
Well, they do.
I say it depends how you carry yourself.
Yeah. Some
It
bring
depends
it
how-
upon themselves.
Depends how you carry yourself. Winner of Crest and Statesville will play the winner of West Charlotte and High Brighton. West Charlotte won 21-0 over at Northeastern. High Brighton 41-40 over Tuscola. Robinson stays undefeated, 42-0 over North Davidson. They'll play Northwest Cabarrus, who won 52-21 over West Rowan. Central Davidson won 30-27 over Eastern somebody. Let's see. Eastern Guilford. I had to pull up the name.
Eastern somebody.
They'll go to Dudley next week, who won
who's Burrell
63-14 over at West Iredale.
West Iredale had a decent season, though, didn't it?
Yes, they did. 6-5 after that loss last night. So, decent, good season for West Iredale. I only gave up 225 points before last night. So
Well, they gave up a bunch last night.
Put 63 on them. West Henderson won 61-15. They'll host East Lincoln, who, Terry, they got 0 against North Lincoln. And 7 days later, beat a 9-1 Ledford team, 49. It was 49-0.
Yeah.
Before the subs come in, like what Tom you guys had, but it was just, and they pretty much blanked Ledford. So what a turnaround from East Lincoln last week.
Well, it's one of them things you kind of look at. You know how you just barely make the playoffs, like in the NBA and Major League Baseball.
The
Then all of a
Giants,
sudden,
the year
okay,
they-
now
Giants
it's
year they
time to
beat the
play.
Patriots.
I mean, you know,
This one means something. So Oak Grove, so East Lincoln will be at West Henderson. They're the 19 at the 3 seed. East Lincoln, you're going to be on the road pretty much going forward. Oak Grove hosts Pisgah. They're the 6, hosting the 11. They beat Ashbrook 34-0. Pisgah beat North Henderson 35-17. AC Reynolds wins over North Gaston 45-0. They'll host Kings Mountain next
that'll
week.
be a good game here.
37-7 winners over Smoky Mountain. And North Lincoln 50-7 over Rockingham County.
What a blowout!
Will go to Hickory, who won 51-32 over Hunter Huss.
Hunter
Those are your
Huss
scores.
It was
at the
very
half.
surprising.
Hunter Huss at the half had 16 plays in their game for -4 yards.
They put up 32 in the
Well,
second
yeah,
half.
that's what I'm saying. They come out
Halftime
with,
adjustments, Terry.
Yeah, I guess. Unless, I mean, when you're down 30-3, I still question who's in the game for Hickory. So
In the second half.
yeah.
You know they would have left the starters in for at least the third
Oh,
quarter.
at least they would. It seems like it.
Terry's saying he does not believe that. Never mind.
I know.
that Huss. You don't believe the halftime adjustments led to a 29-21 second half victory for the Huskies?
When I'm up by that much, I've questioned.
Oh, okay.
That's all I'll say.
Just curious. All right.
That
folks,
Huss
well,
team's been a Jekyll and Hyde team all year, too,
Yeah,
though.
they
Could
have.
have been a first half, second half team.
So we'll
Big
have some
difference.
interesting matchups next week. Real quick in the area, I'll do the top 10 as we sit here before we get to break. Whenever. West Lincoln will be at Monroe, East Lincoln at West Henderson, North Lincoln at Hickory, Lincoln at Shelby, Burns at Bunker Hill, Kings Mountain at Reynolds, and Statesville at Crest are our Lincoln County, Cleveland County games next week. And then Gaston County, Mountain Island will go up to Robbinsville, and then Swain County will go to Bessemer City and from the Gaston County teams. Top 10, Maiden, number 10 with 15 power points. Brevard and West Lincoln tied. How many points y'all give up last night, Terry? A lot. Yeah, Brevard's going to be the 8. You guys are going to be the 9 at 18 points apiece.
How
What?
come we keep falling?
Well,
Good enough points, Terry. Quit giving up points.
who jumps you? Let's see. From behind. Who jumped you guys from behind? Northwest. I got you at what? 9? What did I say? 9?
Yeah, they
you
slid
told
back
me.
from 8 to 9.
Trying to see who jumped in front of them if they slid back to 8. Maiden, maybe. No? Maiden's 8? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I can't count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No? All right. Oh, I'm just going to go and tell you what they are. So Brevard and West Lincoln are tied with 18 power points. Brevard gets the tiebreaker. North Lincoln and East Lincoln with 19 power points apiece. North Lincoln's going to get that tiebreaker, so North will be 6. East will be 7. didn't North beat East.
That's
right?
what
That's
shipped.
correct.
That's what shipped everybody back right there. So when you
Okay.
did that, the
North jumped
and shipped everybody back one. So
North jumped over West. All right, there we go. All right, so top 5 now. Bunker Hill drops back a spot. They now have 24 power points. Statesville ends up jumping over them with 25 power points now. At number 4, Kings Mountain stays at 3 with 29. Crest at 2 with 33, and Hickory at 1 with 34. And the comments on the internet, Tom, and
Statesville's in front of Bunker Hill.
Yeah, they jumped them.
How?
Terry, they got 3A and 4A wins this year. Bunker Hill, his best win is the 2A victory this year. And they played a homeschool team in week 3, the Hickory Hawks. So they don't have.
I mean, you got to have some W's.
They don't have many points. Like that, their average victory is 2.4 points. So I guess they had 1 3A or 2 in there.
Some kind of competition you play.
Who they beat Ford? Yeah, Statesville's played almost everybody good this year. Like half their schedule is teams with winning records. They may have the toughest schedule out of anybody when you think about it. But the opinion polls and the fuss and Tom, the RPI, the Crest fans are mad at me because they're not number 1. And I'm just saying, like you just said with Statesville, trying to explain that to Terry is you got a tougher schedule and you got to win what you got to win. They got a better defense right now on paper too. They give up less points. So you just got to. Opinions don't always mean everything. We'll see what happens going forward. We talk about these defenses. Kings Mountain, how many did Bunker Hill go up last night? 7. Kings Mountain, Bunker Hill is the only teams in the area with give up 100. We'll give Bunker Hill the benefit of the doubt, 151 points or less on the season. Looking at that, so I'm not sure, Terry, what if these teams have give up 200 something points, what can make it that far.
Well, we always question it because I still say when you get to the end, the teams that have the best defenses are the ones
you're going to find somebody that's got a good enough offense and a real good defense.
Well, you got to see Monroe. You got to see Reedsville for the 2As. 3As, who we talked about, Dudley is going to be there. And Hickory and Crest going to try to outscore you. Kings Mountain try to play some defense. We'll see how that works out. But anyway,
don't overlook that North Lincoln team only give up 150.
So right,
7-3.
They shut out East Lincoln just last
week.
So as far as that goes, the matchups next week, I do not know the exact broadcast schedules that we're going to have. We do know that we'll have Burns at Bunker Hill, right, Tom? So that'll be the one that we do know that we will
be there.
We will have that game. So, all right, folks, when we come back, it'll be college football time. We've got NFL to talk about, World Series champion Texas Rangers to talk about. NBA, y'all ready? In-season playoffs. You gonna buy your T-shirt if your team wins the championship, Terry?
Just say it. God awful.
Not.
Celtics in-season champions.
Not.
You know LeBron will have that T-shirt on if he wins. I guarantee the GOAT's gonna have that T-shirt on.
NFC East champion cowboy hat or
NASCAR championship weekends in Phoenix. We'll have to break that down and more. Last night was a show. Terry, did you see anything about the trucks?
Yeah.
I almost turned that on when I got home, and I wish I would have. Now, what I missed, because I almost turned it on when I got home.
We're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Okay. Apparently, it was a S show.
Really?
That way. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Kathy Moore, the new owner of Papa's Pizza to Go in Cherryville, invites you to come see them. They are now open 11 a.m. till 9 p.m., Sunday through Thursday, 11 to 10, Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in or take out at Papa's Pizza to Go. Just call 704-435-6335 and enjoy their big buffet on Wednesdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. until 7:30. It's all you can eat. Check out their new menu with pizza, subs, wings, salads, and more. And check out the new games, too, in the game room. Papa's Pizza to Go, 1002 East Main Street in Cherryville. Online at papaspizzatogo.com and like them on Facebook, too.
The NASCAR Cup Series
puts the green flag in the air, and we are racing.
2023 comes to an end at Phoenix Raceway.
Now into the fence, now it's Denny Hamlin. Hamlin hits the wall.
Who will forever cement their name among Cup Series champions?
He needed to win, and he's done it as he comes across the line.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series Championship.
Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Honda's lineup of CRFF trail bikes has ignited a passion for riders everywhere. And for 2023, they just keep getting better. That includes the CRF 50 and 110F, perfect for those riders just starting out. The CRF 125F and 125F Big Wheel, right size for younger teens and smaller adults. And the CRF 250F, a fun trail bike that's earned the Honda name. See them all today at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and we'll see you on the trails. Ram Power Days are underway now at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Shelby. It's prime time for exclusive deals. Power Days are here. Now get $1,500 bonus cash on all new 2023 Ram 2500 and 3500 models. But that's not all. Now get $4,000 consumer cash on most new 2023 Ram 1500 models. Don't miss Ram Power Days. Underway now at Marburger Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1310 East Dixon Boulevard, Shelby.
How important is it for us to recognize our heroes, men and women? It's very important. This Veteran Salute is sponsored by Clippers Furniture in Stanley. There's a certain enthusiasm in liberty that makes human nature rise above itself in acts of bravery and heroism. The Patriot's blood is the seed of freedom's tree. This Veteran Salute is being brought to you by Clippers Furniture at 914 North Main Street in Stanley, online at clippers.com, and like them on Facebook too.
There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com.
And we're back. That's my fault. On Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin in the Game.
We said that, JP.
We know.
Yeah, I know.
Whatever it is, we know.
I know you know.
JP said it was
my fault.
His fault. World Series champion, Texas Rangers. Cardinals handled them. I don't know what their problem was for the at Diamondbacks. I don't know, Terry. What do you think? Nah, congratulations.
First time ever, Texas Rangers.
Yes. Yeah, so what, 5 teams left now that have not won one?
Yeah, I had that somewhere. I was going to ask you guys. Let's see if I can figure out. You guys can.
Well, I'm just glad the Astros didn't win.
It's true.
Yes, I'm a hater. Yes,
No, I'm with you on that.
I'm with you, too.
I'm with you on that.
I mean, I hate to be like that, and I guess that'll be as long as I live now. I mean, you know.
Well, they didn't give back the trophy. Give it back. You cheated.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's see. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Pull it on the screen and see if you guys can guess which teams have not won the World Series still.
Okay, I got to stay out of this one. That's between
the Guardians, the expansion team.
Yeah, there's one of them.
Uh-huh.
That's one of them. Who else? Who has not won?
The Washington Nationals.
They were the Expos.
Are they counting that?
It's not on this sheet. Did Expos win a title? Win a title, did they?
I don't think they did.
Nationals did, didn't they?
They were close in the 90s.
The Nationals
with
did.
Martinez and all those guys.
All right, Nationals did.
So
didn't
what
win
have we got so far?
Nobody.
How about the Mariners?
Yes. 1977 established.
Yeah, I knew the Mariners hadn't won one.
Hence, the two oldest were established in 1969.
The Mets?
No.
The Mets have won a World Series?
Has Pittsburgh won one?
Yeah, Pittsburgh's won.
So we got the only one we got is the Mariners.
Is the Seattle Mariners. You got 2 from 1969. You got 1 from established in 1993 and 1 established in 1998.
The
Toronto?
No, Toronto's won. They beat the Braves.
Devil Rays?
They did, didn't they? God, you had to remind me of that crap.
Devil Rays, 1998. Yes, sir, Tom.
Yep.
Have not won a World Series title, although they've been pretty competitive recently.
I thought they won one of those.
Never pulled it out. Then you got 1 from 93 and 2 from 1969. Terry, you already knew those answers?
Yeah, I got those.
No, he don't got them.
Terry, tell us who the
Colorado Rockies.
There you go, Zach. The Rockies. Terry, who the last
93
two?
threw it in there for me.
1969.
Oh, let Tom, since he's got his extra toasted look on his face.
I've already got 2 of the 3. You have nothing, Terry.
Yeah, Terry, you got the
I
offer.
was not
I got
supposed to be in
Colorado.
on this conversation.
Why is that?
Because I was the one who
He
said
he
there's
already
not
knew
but
it.
5
See, I thought
left.
the Mets were established in '69, but
They've won a World Series.
When did they win one? I can't remember them winning one.
86.
86. That's right. The 86. Gosh almighty. Bill Buckner.
Yep,
How can I forget
is that the one where the grounder goes under the
That's
the
right.
leg?
Yeah, it's early. Did anybody know? Because the Twins have won one. They beat the Braves.
Yeah.
Well, we got a phone caller on the
Okay.
line. Coach Tim Pruitt on the line right now from Chair Lyman football. Went down to Eastern Randolph last night, round 1, lost 68-7. Good morning, Coach.
We got him.
Coach Pruitt. There he is.
He's there.
Good morning, Coach.
Coach P, you there?
Hello.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Coach Pruitt? Oh, no, having some kind of technical difficulties.
You got him?
Yeah. Somewhere along the line, we're losing something between him and us.
Yeah, something's going on there. JP, you got him connected?
We can hear him.
We can hear him.
I can hear him.
I can hear
but
him.
I cannot hear
I don't
him.
think he can hear us.
We had some.
Yeah.
We had some board stuff
Oh,
going on this morning too. So
yeah,
there might be
yeah,
something
yeah,
going on with that. So.
Yeah, we can hear you, Coach, but we cannot
We can
hear you
we
on
can
our
hear
side.
you. Don't know if you can hear us.
Don't sound like it.
No, it doesn't sound like we can hear him. Maybe JP, let him go
Yep,
one
yep.
more time.
Yep,
Let him
yeah,
go one more
JP,
time.
tell
See if
him
he'll
we're
call
having-
back.
tell him
Yeah,
we're having
just
trouble
try
on
to
the-
call back one more time.
If we don't, we'll continue on with the baseball.
I guess since Kevin
He's in there trying to help him.
Yeah.
in there trying to help him, let me see if I can pull up. I'm going to cheat a little bit. You ever cheat on a test in school, Terry?
No.
Yeah, you did.
How do you know, Tom?
Man, I can't believe the other ones we couldn't get.
Anyway,
should've
though,
known.
but yeah, I had a picture that was sent to me for Jay Havner. Had his son beside him and standing by the trophy that Texas had just won. I mean, you know, it's a nice trophy.
Yep.
I don't care. Even though your head guy over baseball saying, well, it's just a trophy. Like, no big deal. You know, but that's why you play 162 games a year plus some to get to that thing to mean that you're the best. You know, but
they've struggled in a lot of recent years too.
They
you know,
have.
Texas.
Hey,
has.
would the LA Angels or the Angels? Did they win? Did they win one? We was talking about the World Series. Would it be the Angels?
Well,
I think the Angels have one.
To move
Really?
the previous question, the Milwaukee Brewers have never
Brewers
won, and the Padres.
Coach P, you there?
The Padres.
Coach Pruitt.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, bro.
Yep, I'm not sure why we can't get it. We can hear him.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason he's not talking though. Like if he could hear us, it seemed like he would talk. So
Yeah.
maybe he can't hear us. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes on Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
What other pre-owned vehicle dealership can offer this? Pre-owned sales, a complete service department, and a complete body shop. The only one I know is the Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain. They can do it all. Check with them about their automotive repair shop for all kinds of automotive repair. Plus, they sell tires too. And from a scratch to a big fender bender, they can help with that in their body shop. That's Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop. 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
The green flag is in the air, and we are underway.
Meets its dramatic conclusion of the 2023 season.
Barry's in the wall. Barry will slide up, slam into the safer barrier.
In the desert at Phoenix Raceway, where a champion will be crowned.
Trying to punch his ticket to be a Championship 4 contender.
It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship.
Saturday night at 6:30 on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
Here comes Duke.
Under some pressure and sacks. Got it! Touchdown!
Attack the day.
He fumbled it, and the Blue Devils have it! Down the right sideline, say goodbye! Touchdown!
Bleed blue.
Straight ahead, he burrows his way in, and the celebration is on the Duke sideline.
Follow the action all season long on your home for Duke football. The Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Duke football on Carolina Country and the Boss.
Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain announces their 8th annual Campers Inn RV Bike Drive. Now through December 4th, Campers Inn is partnering again with the Kings Mountain Police Department to help collect new bikes for children in our community. Bring new or unassembled bikes and they'll put them all together. Drop off your bike anytime at Campers Inn. For more information, call 704-750-7295. Be a part of this year's bike drive, sponsored by the Campers Inn RV, 615 Broadview Drive, off Highway 161 south of Kings Mountain at I-85. H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing in Shelby wants to take this time to salute our men and women in service and to our veterans. We thank you for bravely doing what you're called to do, so we can safely do what we're free to do. We remember our veterans and renew our national promise to fulfill our sacred obligations to our veterans and their families who have sacrificed so much so that we can live free. This is a special salute also to Thomas Hester, 6-year U.S. Army veteran, from H&H Pest Control and Waterproofing, 520 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at hhpci.com. Call 704-482-2847. God bless our veterans. This from everyone at West End Sales in Vail. We owe you a debt of gratitude, but more than that, we owe you for our freedom. We thank you for what you were called to do so we can safely do what we're free to do. Our veterans deserve our respect for the security of our future. This veteran salute is from everyone at West End Sales at the Highway 18 North, Highway 274 West intersection in Vail. Online at westendsales.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I think they're talking college football now.
All righty.
We're talking something. I'm not really sure.
We're in baseball.
Baseball. Okay,
We're talking
baseball.
about
the World Series.
college football. College football.
College football.
Now let's talk about that NBA tournament there, Terry.
NBA tournament.
Yeah.
The big bright,
We just started.
Courts.
Yeah, with a trophy in the middle of them. I don't know. Some of the courts. Yeah, well, I mean, some of the courts. I mean, I'm like Zach. Some of the courts are ugly. I'm sorry.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch.
Is.
I mean, it.
I don't know how some of them you don't know that you're out of bounds.
Yeah, it was that one last night.
Was it the last one, Denver?
Denver.
Yeah,
it was very hard to.
Yes,
Terry. You know, that's funny you say that. At West, when y'all had that rubber floor, we had people that would run out of bounds on the floor.
I've seen a lot of places. Oregon is another place. They decorate theirs up so much.
Yeah.
I kind of question, well, how do you know that you're out of bounds?
I did it. No, not at West. Lincoln with the rubber floor. I ran out of bounds at Lincoln at the rubber floor. I was there calling for a pass, and somebody threw it to me, and I called it, and the ref blew the whistle. I'm like, what did he blow the whistle for? And I looked down, and I was 4 feet out of bounds. It's like, because it was that rubber.
Yep.
It was rubber brown, and they had that yellow. It was almost the same color. And so, yeah, you're when you're running down the court,
you play for peripherals,
right? You're seeing the wide, thick colored baselines of the out of bounds markers. So, all right. So let me. Do you want me to explain this to you?
Oh my gosh, not really. I could care less. It's so. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to tell you. I know they brought this in here. It's supposed to be like, hey guys, we're playing, and it's. Who cares?
It almost
it's
reminds
at the start of the season.
It's almost like NASCAR when they do their little things to try to get people to watch. You know, with the it's kind of weird.
At this point, the NBA, there's nothing they won't try if they're doing this and all these other things. The good news is, Terry, they announced that they're looking into going back to East-West for the All-Star games.
Yeah, and they also said too that they might do international versus American players last night.
That's stupid. Quit it. Just play East-West.
That's the way it should be.
It ain't hard. God,
the best from the East against the best from the West, and go from there.
All right. The inaugural season blowout tips off November 3rd and will culminate with the championship on Saturday the 9th. I don't even know what that means. They're playing it's in the regular season schedule somehow, so I don't even know how
it's
that.
Like
this is the Christmas tournament.
It's like the Maui Invitational.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's like that.
It's the Christmas tournament for high school.
They're borrowing this from college basketball because they do tournaments at the beginning of the year. They're doing the same thing. And
but they've got to fit the 82 game schedule. Like they've got to integrate it.
So everybody plays a consolation game.
So I guess that's why
you would have to. You couldn't play an extra game. Yeah.
So they don't have a set schedule now, I guess.
But a lot of tournaments do that. This is the 5th place game, 7th place game, whatever.
This is the professional. This is professional
that's
basketball.
What I was getting ready to say.
Like, what are we talking
this
about?
is the best that we can have, and we got to do like a preseason tournament. Come on.
You've got to.
We started the regular season, Tom. We've already started. Now, all of a sudden, on November the 3rd, we're going to swap everything around where we got an in-season tournament. For what reason?
Hornets might be able to make the second round of this.
Here's my take on it, though. If you were baseball and you had 25% less viewership for your World Series, then you try this gimmicky stuff. But I don't think basketball is really in that same situation, are they, Kevin? I mean, I don't think they are. Not now.
Not now. Back in the
what was the question?
80s,
yeah, 80s,
early
like
90s.
If you're baseball and you look at my World Series viewership, I think was down like 21% this year. So, okay, let me try something to kind of spark interest again. But I don't think basketball needs that. You see what I mean?
Let me put
maybe
it to you
I'm
like
wrong,
this.
but it just doesn't seem like basketball
real
needs
quick
that.
on the viewership thing, and this is what aggravates me. And like Tom's like, so I know you're not. It's not what you're trying to say, but this is what people do. Well, viewership for the World Series is down 21%, and it was Texas and Arizona. If that was the Yankees or the Mets,
it's a different
it
story.
would have been the same because there's 9 million people in New York. So that's pretty much all it is. And that's what they're complaining about is either a New York or LA team, and you lose 8 million viewers. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
How
there's
many
20%.
people?
I guarantee the same number of people across the country, not in New York or LA, I guarantee that across the Bible Belt and everywhere else watch the same, if not more.
Yeah.
If I'm just my guessing, but that's the numbers. Is it New people? Because people in New York ain't going to care. That's when they because they're the people on TV that get on there and say, "Who cares? It's Arizona, Texas."
Yeah.
But we had that same talk over at West Lincoln. People were asking if you're a true blood baseball fan,
you'll watch it.
You sat there and watched it.
That's true.
If you're not a Texas or an Arizona fan, if you missed a game, no big deal. I mean, that's what it all comes down. If Houston had been in there, people would have watched it hoping they got beat.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're a true Houston fan. And I'm like, Kevin, if you're the Yankees, Braves, Dodgers, stuff like that, they got so many fans across the world.
Everybody's going to watch it.
Yeah, everybody's going to watch it. But my deal is
they pretend
this.
like me as a Cardinals fan is going to watch it if it's the Yankees and Mets. I would watch it less if it's the Yankees and Mets. Yeah. I'm going to watch. I'd rather watch Texas and Diamondbacks.
They have a chance to win it first time.
But that's the way they act like as the regular person. No, the people they're talking about is people in New York. Period. That's the only people they're talking about. You got 9 million people there.
Well,
all right, that was baseball.
Well, my deal with this basketball, what we're doing right here, is we're going to have it, and we're going to give somebody a little trophy. Let's decorate it in the middle of the court.
LeBron, and they're going to tweet about how Jordan don't got one.
But now here's your deal. This is 2023. 2028, 5 years from now, people are going to ask somebody that question of who won this trophy. Nobody's going to remember because they want the championship trophy at the end. Nobody's going to remember who won this trophy because this trophy means nothing.
Will they get to throw a parade?
Yeah. Oh, Lordy. Get out of here.
Maybe they'll make a little crown, a trophy crown, and put it on King.
We can have
King
a trophy
James.
on Thanksgiving Day. We'll have a decorated trophy.
All 30 teams have been randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on win-loss records from last year. Beginning November 3rd, which is last night, continuing to the 28th, each team will play 4 designated group play games on tournament nights. 1 game against each other, each opponent in its group, with 2 games at home and 2 on the road. Then they'll go to knockout rounds. 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. Soccer just ruined everything, didn't it? The team with the best standing in group play comes in each of the 6 groups of 2 wild cards. Jesus, I'm done. All right.
Yeah, I do not blame you.
Tournament draw. Where are the Hornets at? We got the Bucks, Knicks, Heat, and
Cleveland
Wizards.
got beat last night, so yeah.
What the
So y'all out of it already?
Wait a minute. So let's go.
There's a knockout round. You can.
Are there not 3 divisions in the conferences already? Why would they randomly draw them if they're already in? Gee, oh my gosh, I'm done.
Don't lose your mind over this, man.
Like what a waste of time.
There you go.
What a waste of time. What a waste of care. Good job, NBA. Anyway, there was a picture I wanted to show you guys here in just a second. I just thought was just amazing. Let's see if I can find it. Not that kid. But anyway, Terry, how you Celtics?
Celtics, they're pretty good.
Have they lost yet?
No.
I didn't think so.
They're pretty darn good.
I think Cleveland's out of the gate at 2-3 or 2-4, something like that.
Well, we was watching. I mean, me and Zach, I know, was watching Denver and them play last night. One of them was 2-2, the other 2-3 against the Knicks. You know.
Yeah, Cleveland. No Jared Allen right now. I think he's hurt, and Darius Garland got hurt. I mean, like, man, we're a week in. We already got 2 of our guys hurt. I mean, it's just, man, it's just.
The only problem I have with Boston right now is we probably about 8 players deep. I think our people that's off bench, but when you get into the NBA, your starter's going to be playing most of the time anyway. So 8 players deep is all you really need to be.
I'm just glad that the league keeps messing the Hornets up. We're missing big players by 1 spot.
Yeah, it's their fault.
38 points.
Yeah,
his 5th game. How'd our guy do?
Miller. Yeah. He's averaging what, 12, something like that.
No, he's not doing bad.
Wimbayala.
I do like what Shaq said about Wimbayala. He said
20.
They said Shaq said we everybody says we ain't never seen Wimbayala. He said, well, yeah, we do. He says bowl. See, he's right there.
Yeah. He can hit some threes.
You know?
He did that the other night.
Well, no, there was a picture. So
is that one where Durant was way back?
I swear I liked it and everything. Yeah, it was Durant hit the game winner.
The fadeaway jump shot.
And here's
Wemby
the video.
looks like a Space Jam character.
He does. Like, it's the most ridiculous thing. Durant hit the shot. Welcome to the league, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But as a 7-footer, nobody. It's like Kareem's jump shot, Dirk's jump shot. I mean, Kareem's skyhook, Dirk's jump shot. These shots don't get blocked. And I'm going to try to find the picture of him trying to block it, and it's the closest dang thing I've ever seen to Durant getting his shot blocked on that fadeaway, and it's just insane how tall this guy. Let's see if this is it. This ain't going to be the picture, but this is the video.
He had to shove him off.
Like, don't forget Durant. Yeah, I'm gonna find the picture in a minute. Don't forget Durant is 7 foot tall
and long.
And the picture is just ridiculous. But I thought I'd saved it, but I guess I didn't. I thought I'd send it to you guys or something. I'll find it here in a minute. But anyway, and then there's another one of Durant standing next to him after the game and telling him good game or whatever. And he's just so much bigger than Kevin Durant. It's just insane. 7'4", right?
Yes, 7'4".
It's the shots he's blocked. There was the stat.
But his wingspan is
right. There was
tremendous.
7'10".
Yeah.
There was a stat
7'10".
About only like basically 8% of the shots that's been around him will actually went in. It's just that he's contesting and helping on other people and everything too. Yeah, Zach, I don't know the Wimbayana exactly. I mean, not the Wimbayana, Brandon Miller's stats. I do know that the Hornets are 1-3, giving up 120 points a game. Nothing ever changes. Blah, blah, you know. The only team giving up more points is the Washington Wizards. Do we have a draft pick next year? That's the one thing I need to be concerned about.
We ain't never
that's the one thing.
Picked up any good players.
I didn't know if we did anything dumb like the Panthers did and got rid of our number 1 pick. How about a 16-year-old? This is a video of 16-year-old Wimbayana going up against Rudy Gobert, who is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year at the time. And of course, it's going to sit here and spin and not show it. But anyway, right here he's pulling jumpers over 7-footer basically.
Defensive specialist too, by the way. So go Bears.
Yeah, the other day when he had that 38 points, he had a few 3-pointers he shot that night. Pure net.
All right, so Boston's 4-0, Philadelphia 3-1, Atlanta 3-2, Brooklyn
Only
3-2,
unbeaten team in the NBA.
Milwaukee 3-2.
That pickup that you guys got was going to help out defense tremendously.
True.
With Drew Holiday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Out in the West, Denver's 5-1, Golden State's 5-1, Dallas 4-1, Pelicans 4-1.
I'm going to tell you something. When you mention that, I'll just touch one more base on Boston. He leads us in blocks. Drew Holiday. He's one of the smallest people ever.
Not your 7'3"
That's
center.
Exactly.
That's just silly. Just silly.
It's early yet, though.
It is. It's early. Oh, you're going to lose.
Things are going to happen, and
yeah.
guys are going to get hurt and all this stuff. So, I mean, it's an 82-game season. When I saw Cleveland already have a couple injuries, I was like, here we go again.
And it's Garland and those guys again. They seem to be gimped up all the time or something.
Garland has missed a significant amount of time, and Allen's been dinged up, and it's just hard to keep all your guys on the floor. And then if your guys are hurt in and out, that hurts your consistency, your rhythm. It's just your substitutions, and it's just tough for them right now. But I think they started out 2-4 or something like that. So I mean, not the end of the world, but it's like, here we go again. It's Cleveland, right?
Well, I mean, I look at it and I say,
when you get in the
NBA, you're going to have 15, 20 losses. I mean, just at average.
You just don't want to have 5 in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You can help it. You don't want to get 5 of them.
That's just ridiculous. Just to know how big Kevin Durant is.
Right.
And look at Wemby. I told you he looked like Space Jam character. Look at his hand.
His arm is as tall as me, basically.
Yeah, He's
and think of it, he's having to shoot, and which that's the NBA. You're shooting, fading away.
Look, how tall's the backboard?
I know.
Durant's fingers is right there.
Yeah,
and he's barely off the ground.
Shooting a jumper.
What's he off the ground? 2 inches, 3 inches?
And
Durant's off about 12.
Is that not that just shows how you have got to be good to be in the NBA.
Well, that's the one thing that a lot of people. That's the biggest thing that I guess that they don't get is that a lot of people can shoot, but it's the once you get to 6'3", like I said, there's millions of people in the world that can play basketball better than a lot of NBA players that can't dribble or shoot. But these dudes are so long and so tall, you can't get a shot off against them to even get your shot to even make your shot, and you can't guard them because they're so long. So they're not humans. Just looking at that.
What's that say about to me? And now you just go back in time, but what's that say about Muggsy?
Yeah, think of it. Yeah.
Really,
how talented
he was. That don't happen much.
Well, I was thinking that the other day watching Wemby dribble. I was like, man, Muggsy would take his candy so quick. On these 7-footers dribbling around him, he wouldn't let that happen. He'd
be off the races doing layups.
He averaged so many steals then. Now they're going to try to dribble around him. Like that would be funny watching him trying to go through. Around
and as fast
Wemby.
as he was,
right around Wemby. But that's just look at that picture of Durant, 7 foot, releasing about 9 foot, basically, or almost 10 foot in the air, and Wemby right there with him on the contested, leaning backwards. Like he about blocked it backwards.
Unreal.
Yep, skyhook's better than that shot right there is about the only thing I'd feel comfortable with. Like he might block Dirk's jumper.
He might get the skyhook.
It just depends what angle.
It was 7'3". Kareem 7'3", right? 7'2".
Wilt blocked it a couple times. Well, I know I've seen a video of Wilt blocking it right back to him, and he tried it again, and Wilt blocked it again.
That's
he
awesome.
tried it left-handed, and Wilt blocked it again. Sent it back in his grill twice. So, yeah, it could be blocked. It wasn't blocked much. But anyway. All right, so Tom, world champion Cavaliers this year? No?
I was hoping they'd be a little bit more competitive. But like I said, they're dinged up a little bit, and it's just...
They're going to be in at 4 or 5 again.
Yeah, maybe not even that high. It just depends on who stays healthy, man. That's like I was talking about. Like if you've got guys that routinely miss a lot of time, it's tough. I mean, when you lose Garland, man, that's tough. Jared Allen's been really good for them.
Well, at least we'll be picking in the lottery again, Kevin.
Well, and another thing that the NBA's done is
we'll get the
your
second
players,
best player in the draft next
how
year.
much they can play.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't have multiple players that are stars sitting on your bench now.
Yeah,
it's like one guy.
All right,
if he was in the What the NBA
They'll be
does.
faking injuries.
Yeah, well, they might do that.
They'll be faking injuries.
Well,
if you're an all-star, you have to be playing. You cannot take multiple games out.
They will anyway.
Couple of basketball notes, real quick, before we end this segment. This is we're not really started college basketball, but this is my this is the player of the year for this year. This is my nomination. This is Hutchinson Community College's A Million Bugs. His name is A Million, all one word, A Million. Bugs is his last name, like Buggs, Zach. So he could almost be $1 million, but it's
what's up, Doc?
$1 million bugs. $1 million bugs.
And Terry doing his Bobby Knight tribute there. Bobby Knight passed away at the age of 83.
So this is Knight talking about, and I'd have to mute it because we can't put it on the radio
too much.
He uses it at the end, but he's talking about, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this story. Terry, you ever seen it about Michael Jordan and the screens?
Yes.
Tom, you've seen this?
No.
Zach? Mm-mm. All right, so he's talking about Michael setting screen. I'm going to let him talk a little bit about it.
I've heard him do Michael was the best player on it, in that on that team in '84.
I'll do a little bit real quick, Zach. Go ahead and hit it. All right.
Leader, if you're going to be but you, I think, have got to really be a flexible leader if you're going to be an effective leader. I walked into the locker room after the first half of our game with Spain in 1984 for the gold medal. We're ahead by 29 points. We've played basketball as well as the game can be played. Michael Jordan has played 12 minutes. Out of the 20, he has 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 19 points in 12 minutes. In my opinion, there's nobody that's ever played anything that can compare to Michael Jordan, with the possible exception of Jack Nicklaus and Babe Ruth. Michael Jordan is just the best there ever was at what he does by a considerable margin. So I'm walking across the floor with this 29-point lead as I look at the scoreboard, and I'm a great believer in the best 3 minutes of the game for us has got to be the first 3 minutes of the second half. But what the hell am I going to say? Hey, we got to get better. We're 29 points ahead. We got to win by 59. These kids are going to be a little bit satisfied with themselves. They know how well they've played. And when I get to the locker room, I still haven't come up with an answer. I open the door, and the first guy I see is Jordan sitting in front of his locker. Idea light flashes. I say to myself, I'm going to get on Jordan's ass a little bit. And everybody else is going to say, God, if he's upset with Jordan, how's he feel about me? 12 minutes, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and I have the stat sheet in my hand, and I walk over in front of Jordan, and I look down at him, and I say, Mike, when the hell are you going to set a screen? We got 4 guys out there screening when you're in the game, screening to get you open, screening to get each other open. Haven't seen you set a screen yet. The only way I get all 5 guys screening, Mike, is to get you the hell out of the game. Now, when are you going to set a screen? All you've been doing so far, goddammit, is rebounding, passing, and scoring. You need to screen, Mike.
All you've been doing is rebounding, passing, and scoring. You need to screen, Michael.
Now, Jordan, you've all seen the grin. I mean, it's the greatest grin in the world. Doesn't quite use all of his grin in this circumstance. But he looks up at me, and he grins a little bit, and he says, Coach, didn't I see last week where you said I was the quickest player you'd ever been around? I said, Mike, what the hell has that got to do with you screening? Coach, I think I'm setting them quicker than you can see them out there.
That's what I wanted to get to. Sorry for the language from Bob Knight. There's more language coming after it. He drops a couple F-bombs in a second. But that was the point. He was saying he had to be you got to be a flexible coach. And Michael, of course, coming back with him. I was setting the screens faster than you can see them.
Well, I want to tell you something about him. In 1967-68, he was the coach of the Army. First time Army had ever had a chance to go to the NCAA, and he rejected it. Said he wasn't going there because Lou Alcindor and UCLA were in that thing, and he was not going to have to face them. Yeah. He says, we're going to go to the NIT and play in the NIT. Well, he went there, and that was Mike Krzyzewski was the guy. He's 20-5, at that time with that team, best record Army ever had. But when they got to the NIT in the first round, they had the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, and they beat them, and then he was like, well, what do I say now? I mean.
Quick story. One of my he's passed teachers and was telling me a story one time about him being a basketball player and Terry. It's kind of like the Mike story here is he said he comes in at halftime. He said the team's getting beat. He said he said all the starters are in foul trouble. He said I'm sitting there with 0 fouls. He said 3 of them's got 4 fouls, the others got 3. And the coach comes in, he starts looking at it, and he says, all of a sudden he starts yelling at me. And I'm like, why is he yelling at me? And he said, how many fouls you got? He said, I got none. He goes, you're the only one on the team not playing defense.
That's right. And I've heard a lot of coaches say that.
Everybody else has 4 to 3 fouls. Yeah. It's a halftime. You're the only one not playing defense. He said, I was sitting here being all proud and thinking I was doing good, and I'm the only one that's still on the court because I'm not in foul trouble.
When I was coaching,
for not playing defense.
when I was coaching, I usually told my kids, I said, hey, do whatever. At least get your name in the book.
In the book.
That's what I'm saying. So if you get a foul, you qualified. You are in the book.
That was our goal in the that was our saying, Terry, in the Bessemer City basketball reunion. All us old guys, we just wanted to get in the book.
That's it. Do whatever. Put your name in the book.
I shot an NBA range 3 to make sure I got in the book, and it went in. I turned around and looked at the scorebook. I said, Hastings. Put it in.
I always told mine, hey, you got 5 fouls. At least have 1 or 2.
To be in
Do
the book.
something.
To be in the book. All right, when we come back, we got college football time. Tommy and the cheating Big Ten we've got to talk about. Throw them out of the college football, right, Terry? Throw the whole conference out.
Well, one guy's taking all the blame.
No, he ain't. No, he ain't. We'll be back in a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Just insanity. All right, let's look up some college football stuff. Let's see. There were more people that watched Colorado versus Colorado State than there were of any of the World Series games.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
People are just
stupid
for football.
I have a hard time, and that's like I said, the World Series. I mean, if you're not a Texas or Arizona fan,
that game started at midnight, by the way, Eastern.
Yeah, but I'm just like, how many of you watched every game? I would say out of the games that I saw, I might have sat through one whole complete game.
It is a tough thing with baseball and basketball having the series and not a one game thing. And the Super Bowl has already sold out of ads for this year.
Yeah,
so,
think of that.
So
already.
And there's $7 million for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's $14 million a minute on the Super Bowl. So, and they've already sold out of all that. So it just tells you how many people watch football, and it just don't even matter. People go watch anybody play football, it seems like, in America. I guess it's like soccer in the world. They'll go, in the rest of the world, they'll go anywhere and watch people play soccer. This is a costume. Terry, you know who this is?
Well, I guess that's
supposed to be. You know either one of those people?
Well, yeah. Altuve.
That's Jimmy Graham. Saints
I know.
tight end.
That's what I'm saying, but I mean, that's who they're supposed to be.
Now, Graham Terry's the one in the Yankees outfit, if you didn't know.
Well, I could probably figure that out. Yeah.
The other guy's his athletic trainer. He don't even put his name on there. So Jimmy Graham and his athletic trainer. Thanks, guys. I have a name.
Appreciate that.
It just messed up for that guy. Let's see. There's the costume of the sports costume of the year. Caddyshack costume with the baby in the car.
That's pretty good.
And got the gopher head on. Let's see. Speaking of golf, this happened in Scotland at St. Andrews, 18th hole.
Okay.
The groundskeeper finishing up work at the old course. Look, there's the castle right there. Rolls up into the road hole. This is the road hole bunker. And rolls up on a couple celebrating.
Looks like there's going to be another Scotsman
celebrating their anniversary.
It's going to be another Scotsman coming along.
Rory McIlroy fan will be around in a couple of years.
Yep.
And then finally back to baseball. Our Halloween clip of the week in baseball. This is Arizona State Sun Devils Halloween game. Okay, and at bat is Sully from Monsters.
Yeah.
Terry, they get
how hard he had to. Probably couldn't see.
Look at this. Oh, he got to hit.
He hit it. He's moving.
Look at that.
He's moving. Look at Sully.
He beat it out. There's Spider-Man.
Got two Spider-Mans.
There's
Must be multiverse.
The Spider-Man's catching and playing first.
Must be multiverse.
I don't know
here.
which one's which. I can't. I told my son, it's Spider-Man. Quit telling me all this stuff about different ones. I see thing 1 and thing 2's out there. There's a construction worker. But there's the Arizona State Halloween game. Terry, they ought to have like Halloween high school football scrimmages in their outfits or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
But hey, how about the Powder Puff game? And they wear their costumes. I don't know. You got to do something. I like this type. The Halloween costumes in sports. It's just fun. All right, more college football and to get to it. I got one more to show you. And this is a cool play. I know Terry's gonna lose his mind over this. I think it's a cool play. I don't know. Canadian Football League. All right. Do you know any of the rules?
So you don't have to be set when the ball snapped. That's one rule.
So
you can run up.
Yeah.
So on this one, you can. I'm just going to show it to you and see what you guys think happens.
I think they require you to be that far off the ball too. Like you have to be a yard off the ball. They don't let you get right up on the ball. Like
so, you can throw two passes.
You talking about defense or offense?
On
defense. See how the defense is back. I think that's a rule.
Well, the offense is allowed to run.
Correct.
Towards the line.
Yeah.
So, what I'm getting here is that you can also throw two passes.
Yeah, I knew that.
You can throw a pass behind the line of scrimmage and throw another pass.
2 forward passes.
So it's pay attention. It's 2nd down and 20. Okay. Watch what Montreal does here. All right, they throw.
What's that about?
All right, because you can throw 2 passes, correct?
Yeah.
So he threw a pass. He's behind the line of scrimmage, correct? The line of scrimmage is that line right there in front of you. Now watch what he does. He punts it. And in the CFL, you can recover your own punt.
Okay.
So on 2nd and 20, they throw a 9-yard pass.
And all of a sudden
punts
it's first
at 1
down.
yard. Now
Oh,
it's
my
1st and 10, Terry.
Ain't that not something?
That's good strategy, is it
Yes,
not?
it
You
is.
use their own rules against them. I mean, you
Fantastic
can't.
strategy. Now, whether you like this rule or not,
I don't like the rule, but
this is the strategy they used. They threw a 9-yard. He punts at 1 yard, recovers his own punt. First down, Montreal.
And then the other
And
team's
the
going,
ball went
what? What happened here?
Right. That was the perfect execution of the play.
So
Like,
they can throw 2 forward passes behind the line of scrimmage
and recover an onside punt.
Onside punts.
So they threw it onside. They threw a line of pass behind the line of scrimmage. So he's still eligible
That's
as a quarterback
funny.
punter.
And I know they give
Punted
you
it a foot.
like if you get a touchback, you get a point.
That guy's going, no,
Yeah,
there's
if
no
if
way that's good.
If you kick it into the end zone and they don't return it, you get a point.
That's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
All right. So there's your weird football.
they encourage kickoff returns then.
They encourage weirdness and fun as opposed to the NFL and college football who throw everybody out for every little touch hit they do nowadays. It's flag football. Everybody's gone. Throw them all out of it. Dion's kid got thrown out for
A pretty decent hit.
he made a little contact helmet, but I don't know if that was
It wasn't
after he hit him in the chest and his helmet ricocheted frontwards. But all right, Tom, explain this travesty that Ohio State's #1 in whatever this ranking is.
Well, I think it's going to shake itself out. It doesn't
I was
matter.
waiting for Terry to say something.
They
He's
have
saying
to,
that
they
thing all
have
day.
to play Michigan, so it doesn't matter. They've got a win over Penn State, a win over Notre Dame. You know, last week they beat a Wisconsin team, had a winning record on the road. Georgia hadn't really played anybody. Michigan hadn't really played anybody. Florida State does have the win over LSU. And, Duke's kind of fallen off since they lost their quarterback. That's one thing that you got to understand. Their quarterback's injured and hadn't been playing. So
Didn't he play last night?
Do what?
Didn't he play last night?
Did Duke win last night?
Leonard?
He didn't play in the shutout.
I don't think he played.
He didn't play in the
I don't think
shutout.
so. I think they had him on the sideline.
So, and then you got your one-loss teams. You could make an argument for Washington as amongst the top 5. They've got the best win, right? A win over Oregon is the best win. Would you not agree? So, I mean, I don't know who else they played. You got to put it all down. But because Ohio State has ranked two wins over ranked teams, has Georgia beat a ranked team? They beat Tennessee.
Georgia's schedule was soft. We talked about that at the very beginning of the year. They played nobody. They were guaranteed in the national
Penn
championship.
State about got beat by Indiana last week. I mean,
So you're saying Ohio State should be #1?
I would not. It's based on the eye test. I would say probably Michigan because they're rolling people. You know what I mean?
They're
they're rolling people, and
they're not just beating them.
But Georgia's starting to roll people too. But they haven't really been tested. Michigan didn't go out and get let's go out and play Texas non-conference. Let's go out and play Ole Miss non-conference or something. They didn't do that, so they don't have that Notre Dame win that Ohio State has. But Notre Dame's 15. I mean, it's a good win. It's not a great win. I mean, it's a win on the road. I mean, it's not a signature win. You know what I mean? It's a good win, but it's not a.
Well, you beat them there. That's a big thing.
Beat them there.
Once we get to that, I know we got 4 teams this year. Once we get to that 8, that's going to sort a lot of things out with that top team.
And the thing what people don't follow Ohio State is they've had some injuries. Henderson's been hurt. Mayan Williams, he's out for the season. They've had Denzel Burke, arguably their best defensive back. He's been out. So they've dealt with some injuries, and they used to say that used to play into the equation if you've had injuries or not. It's hard to say, but Michigan's going to play Ohio State. The loser's not in the playoff.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I mean, I just don't think the loser's in the playoff.
So
it's going to work itself out.
So let me get this right. Writers have the AP top 25, so that's sports writers. Who are the college football opinionators that do the?
It's a computer.
I thought you had a committee.
Or is it a committee or?
I thought it was five. I thought it was the commissioners picking them.
I don't know.
Picking the top four. They put them in order because they discussed.
I understand the AP top 25. I do understand that one, but I would like to know what is the college football playoff rankings? Who is it by?
I'm thinking it's a computer, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
I do know that some ADs, but see, here's the problem with that. It's some ADs, not every AD. I mean, if that's going to be in a poll, look like every AD, you know what I'm saying, would do theirs every week. But then you would have the same options if somebody, I forgot
the college
mine.
football selection committee ranks its own top 25. So it's the uppity people that run college football. Well, there you go. That's why Ohio State's number one. It's probably half the committees from Ohio State.
Washington ain't got. If Washington loses a game, they're toast.
I bet ain't nobody on that committee from Duke. Ain't nobody on that committee from Louisville, or Memphis.
No.
They assign people to bowls too.
Along with selecting the teams, the committee assigns the New Year's bowls. So these guys sit in a room in their suits. University of Oregon.
There's the
Iowa, Virginia Tech, Arizona State, Oklahoma, whoever Ken Hatfield is. Robert Morris, president. Southern Cal, Arkansas State athletic director. Former chief of staff of the United States Army. Don't know why he's on the college football selections committee. Former head coach, Texas A&M the interim athletic director for Texas A&M is on the college football selection committee.
That's good.
The AD for Georgia Tech is on it, and Florida. So Arkansas State, who would never have a team in it, has someone on the committee.
I wonder if that changes. I wonder if the people change every year. That's just an odd list.
Wasn't Condoleezza Rice on it one year?
I just wonder if it rolls. Golly, that's awful. Let's just put these guys on here to.
But now, wouldn't you? I would rather have somebody from Arkansas State. Somebody whose team is not in there to be doing your top 25.
There shouldn't be anybody discussing it. It should be qualifications. You win your conference, you're in.
Well, I agree with every bit of that. But right now, this poll thing, then you're saying that basically there should be no poll for a long time.
I know how to solve it.
There should be
we can have an end.
There should be no polls.
We can have an end.
You win your conference, you're in the playoffs. How hard is that? There should be no polls. NFL does no polls.
We can have end season. We can have end season tournament and solve it right now.
That's what we should do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Round robin.
Or you can get rid of some of these stupid bowls.
Pool
just
play.
Open up the playoffs to 16 teams, and that way, if we're arguing over who number 16 is, that's one thing. You know what I mean?
With the popularity of March Madness and all that.
Is it 12 next year? Is that
8,
something like that.
I thought it was 8. But with the popularity of March Madness, as popular as college football is, if you've done something like that, man, your viewership would probably skyrocket even more. With that playoff setups.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do to Michigan, though. I mean, I don't think they'd make him ineligible this year, but that scandal seems like not go away. You know what I mean? This steal and signal scandal. And
it's not going away. They fired him last night.
The coach.
Yeah,
he was fired.
He was fired.
He refused to talk and discuss.
Yeah.
The coach accused of taking the signals. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was fired.
Accused. Have you seen the Central Michigan video?
No.
So they've got a video of what they think is him on the Central Michigan sideline in Central Michigan gear, wearing these fancy like Google glasses that record video.
That's awesome.
And Central Michigan has not come out and said that's not him. They can't identify who the guy is. And so
that's awesome.
So let me get this straight. Michigan was stealing signs from Central Michigan.
They were stealing signs from everybody.
Or Central Michigan.
Whoever they were playing, they were stealing signs from. This guy was going to the games before and stealing all the signs. They've got video of against Ohio State when Ohio State would audible. They've got video of the whole Michigan sideline going, run right, run right. Ohio State runs right, safety's crash, and we'll stop them at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
So they've got them dead to rights to pretty much everything, I believe.
Really? Oh gosh.
Now it comes down to, do they get punished? How they get punished? Will they get
punished?
punished?
They vacate wins?
Is any of that affect?
And where does Harbaugh go when he goes to the NFL?
So the Michigan people are
He's like Pete Carroll. They're going to land on their feet.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to land.
That's it.
It's just like
He's going to the Raiders. He's going to the Raiders.
Bears next year.
Remember when SMU got the death penalty and all the blue chippers just went to other schools?
He goes to the Raiders.
I mean, the people that's going to land on their feet are always going to land on their feet, and it's other people that are going to get, stuck holding the bag. But I saw like a blurb where they're moving in to take action against Harbaugh, but what is that action? Obviously they've got a good team. I'm not going to take that away from them, but
he claims he knows nothing.
Here's
he doesn't know anything about it.
Right. So here's pictures of the guy that Central Michigan can't identify. Sorry, is this guy right here?
Wow.
And that these are these glasses that he's supposedly
Awesome.
wearing.
Is that the guy who was fired right there in that picture, the 3 days ago picture?
Yes,
that's him.
Sorry, I'll pull out.
Oh, that's him.
bigger for.
But that's next level stuff when you're dressing up like one of their
You're
coaches.
standing right beside the players.
Right.
Yeah. That's
Look,
next
there he
level.
is standing next to the Central Michigan head coaches.
How did he pull that off?
I don't know. I'm just saying that Central Michigan has not come out and said that's one of their people yet. And that's all they got to do is come out and say, "Hey, that's John Smith. He's our trainer." They have not come out and said
He's got a doppelganger if it ain't.
That they know who that is.
Because they're playing Michigan State. Okay, so they're at Central Michigan taping the Michigan. Oh, okay.
He's getting Michigan State plays.
Right. Okay.
But so there some of the other bowl teams and everything that has played Michigan last few years have claimed that they thought something was up. So basically, the last report is that Ohio State is the original team that turned them in over this, and
I can see
we'll
that.
see how it goes. But and of course, the Michigan people are saying everybody does this, and the Michigan fans are sitting in the stands now. They're recording the other sidelines from their seats, saying, "Oh, look at us, we're spies." So they're being sarcastic about it, saying anybody can do this type thing. Now, being on the sidelines, and there's rules about you're not. Basically, they've been caught paying for his flights and everything, and tickets and everything.
Oh, okay.
So that's the issue that he's actually tied to being paid.
Tied to the school.
Right.
Okay.
To actually go to these games and stuff. And so interesting. Like I said, I don't know the exact details on it all. I thought Tom might know a little bit more, but
I just knew that it was the one coach. I haven't been able with all the other stuff going on, but I haven't been able to keep up with it too much. But I have the last article I started to read and didn't finish. Big Ten close to taking action against Harbaugh. That's the last kind of blurb I heard. So I was like, I thought this would go away. I mean, really, honestly, I thought it would go away.
Yeah, Coach Mallory, he's tuning in to us. He said that guy was spying on Michigan State.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say. Down. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
When you put it up, it's like, okay, so they're spying on Michigan State. That makes sense. Yeah. They're spying on Michigan State. But, I mean, I just don't. I mean, he's got a great team. They're loaded. Why are you doing that?
Michigan State's way down.
I mean, I could see why they're doing Ohio State because Ohio State had beat them so much in recent years, and they beat us the last two times they played us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand that, but, you have to understand it's like when they came after Ohio State over tattoos. When you're on top, they're going to come gunning for you. And now that he's on top, I mean, they've been on top of the Big Ten last couple of years. They're coming for you now, man.
Mm-hmm. I just think this is the only way that y'all can offset them being better than y'all, Tom.
Stallions purchased tickets.
If it was Ohio State doing it, you'd be throwing us under the bus, Terry. So
Stallions purchased more than 35 tickets for more than 35 games at 17 stadiums around the country. You can also see him standing on the Michigan sidelines, consulting with defensive coordinator Jesse Minter during games where he's at for their games.
What's his official title, or what was it?
Consultant.
He's consultant.
Yeah,
awesome.
Consultant.
Scouting.
Scouting.
It was scouting. I think it was. Let's see. It says a football analyst. Connor Stalions, a Michigan football analyst. There you go. At the center of the investigation. So he's an analyst that goes to the other games and records the other team's stuff. Let's see. A former Division III player and coach told ESPN that Stallions had paid him several $100s to attend 3 Big Ten games involving future Michigan opponents and record their sidelines on his smartphone. So you got a Division III player saying that he knows Stallions and what he's doing.
Central Michigan said it's Tuesday they're investigating the man who resembled Stallions who appeared on their bench area. The man wore team-issued gear and sunglasses for a night game, as well as one of the 50 bench passes given to non-players for the game. They're aware of a picture floating around of maybe a sign stealer guy. The Central Michigan officials are doing everything they can to get to the bottom of it and figure out who that was. So Central Michigan does not know if that was him actually or not. Michigan State says a computer science engineering expert at Michigan State says believes highly likely that the images of the man wearing the sunglasses and the hat at Central Michigan were Stallions. And so that's an analyst for the Michigan State Science Department, Thomas, analyzed the photos.
I think it's the same guy. It's the same guy. I mean, it's him. I mean, but
they used state-of-the-art commercial facial recognition to compare the photographs with along with ESPN and a PhD student.
It's like Belichick and them. I mean, they're on top, but they're so scared of losing what they have.
Oh yeah,
they resort to things like this, and it's just
little stuff like that it's competitive advantage. You got to try to go get one.
But how big's the penalty going to be? They're going to take scholarships. They're going to take bowl eligibility. What are they going to take from them, man? I mean, they're not going to I read out of the Columbus.
Yeah, you're not going to have the SMU stuff again.
I saw that out of the Columbus Dispatch. They deserve the death penalty.
I mean,
I was like, nobody's getting the death penalty.
Okay, let's say they take scholarships now. I want to ask y'all a question though. With this NIL and stuff like that,
don't matter.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It don't matter.
Take my scholarship. Somebody pay for him to get in and walk on. Right?
Yeah. It don't matter. All right, let's pick some games. How did picks go last week, Terry?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I don't have them with me.
Y'all
Texas,
get my homework.
Favored by 3.5. Terry's dog eats his homework when Terry has bad picks. Texas 3.5 favorite at home against Kansas State. Tommy,
I like Texas at home.
3.5, Zach.
Texas at home.
Terry,
I'm also Texas.
Texas A&M at number 10. Ole Miss. Ole Miss only favored by 3 at home. What kind of gambling line is that? Well, the number 10 team in the nation is basically an even game with an unranked team at home.
Ole Miss has had some close games though.
Yeah, I'm taking Ole Miss. That's just what they want somebody to think.
On paper, Texas A&M probably has more 5 stars and 4 stars. I like Ole Miss at home. I think Lane Kiffin will find a way to outscore Jimbo.
Give me Texas A&M. Ole Miss has some close games. He might slip up today.
Notre Dame favored by 3.5 at Clemson. Dabo.
He had 4-4.
Dabo had a big week this week. You see where he was arguing with those folks down, or the kid questioned him about his salary.
Did not see.
He was in an interview this week, and some kid brought up his 4-4. Tyler from Spartanburg brought up his 4-4 record and asked him, does he deserve basically to get paid all the money he does to be 4-4?
That's awesome.
Which is a legitimate question.
And he flipped on him talking about the program, and we're one of the most successful programs, and I did this and I did that.
Yeah, but how much of it was Venables? Look at that. Look at Venables at Oklahoma.
The big question is
look at Dabo here.
Is it over? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they were asking and everything. And to defend the kid that asked, and Dabo, what these coaches don't realize, is that Bubba, you're the highest paid taxpayer employee in the state. You're not just. They just think this money's just magical money from the local business drum. You're a tax paid employee. You're the highest one. If the kid's upset, you're going 4-4. Like if you were the governor, right? Wouldn't you be like, well, you only get 50% of the things you do, right? We'd like to vote you out. Granted, he's won championships, but that's my thing is that these are taxpayer guys. So for him to get angry about it over his $10 million salary,
I think we
4-4.
I think we overlooked Dabo's cartoonishly stupid kind of mantra, whatever you want to call it. He's cartoonishly stupid, and now that how much of it was Venables in that defense? You know what I mean? And he's gone. So how much extra did he add to that program? Look at what he's done in Oklahoma. Had to one rough year, but now he did take the loss last week. But if you look at where Clemson's gone since he's been gone, they're going to come after you, man. I mean, if you make $9 million they're going to come after you if you're 4-4, especially once Notre Dame beats you at home this week, which they're going to do. They're calling for his job.
I do feel bad for him though, because I'm also one of the ones that thinks if I've won the championship, y'all need to leave me alone.
Right. I would say that. I'd say it's a decent
I believe
argument.
that
yeah.
too.
Yeah, but I that's okay. But I'm just saying that sometimes we find out people aren't quite what we think they are.
I'm like,
right? People aren't.
I'm kind of like
people aren't the football genius they think they are.
I'm with Tyler on this. Coach, we want to keep you around. You've done well. We're not going to fire you. We're going to cut your salary.
Why? Are you, yeah.
Maybe you should only be paid $5 million instead of $10 million.
Maybe you get $1 million for every win, and that would cut your salary in half.
If you would use that $5 million to buy a defensive coordinator, how about that one?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying,
That's
Tom?
what I'm just
So
saying.
who y'all
that,
got in this one?
I got Notre Dame winning this one fairly handily.
Yeah.
I think all of us got Notre Dame.
I need Notre Dame to win this game. So
I need Notre Dame. Awful selfish of you, Tommy.
He's wanting them
Oklahoma
computer points.
Right. Correct. Whatever.
goes to Oklahoma State.
Should be
There are no
pretty good
computer
ball
points,
game.
Tom. It's just whatever the Arkansas State athletic director thinks about the
Look at the
Buckeyes.
tickets for that game, boys.
There's
$278.
what's the name for this game? I forgot.
The Red River Rivalry.
That's it, right? No, that was Texas and Oklahoma's the Red River Shootout. Now they call it the Red River Bedlam. That's it, Bedlam. So it's Bedlam, man. Oklahoma State at home. I just talked up Venables, didn't I?
I don't think he's going to have any problem.
I think Oklahoma will win this game. Does Van Gundy still have the mullet? He cut the mullet, didn't he? Oh, he's going to
not
lose.
sure.
Good question.
He cut the mullet.
So all of us with Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Next up, Penn State
Maryland.
at Maryland. Penn State favored by 9.
Struggled last week.
The Terrapins beat the Nittany Lions. Zach?
I'm going to take Penn State.
I'm also going Penn State.
We're going across the board all the way around.
Yeah, I just think Maryland has struggled here lately, but Penn State better watch out. I mean, they were in trouble against Indiana last week.
Number 21, Kansas at unranked Iowa State. The Cyclones favored by 3 over the Jayhawks. Terry?
Iowa State.
Tommy?
I like Kansas to go in there and get a big win. But of course, Iowa State is tough at home. That's not where I'd want to play.
Is that like Virginia Tech?
Boston
College?
Boston College.
That's right.
Zachary?
I don't want to hear about Boston
I picked
College.
Kansas last week, and they let me down. I'm going to go again this week.
Boston
Hopefully they don't
College
let me
win
down
last
twice
night?
in a week.
I went.
Twice every
They played last
Yeah,
night.
they won.
You know, they used to have a arena football team in Iowa City or somewhere, and the player for the other team, like, remember the little baggy walls they had? Well, the player flipped over the baggy wall, and the Iowa fans are sitting there punching him.
Is that the Barnstormers?
Barnstormers.
Yeah. Like
I just want to find
like
that
playing in
clip.
Philadelphia.
He
Is that-
flips over,
is-
and they're like beating him.
Is that who
Like,
Kurt
you're
Warner
crazy.
played for?
What's that?
Is that not who Warner played
Yeah.
for? Did he?
Who'd you
I
take,
mean,
Zach?
Give me Kansas.
Yeah, but
They
who would
let
want
me
to go
down
to
last
Iowa
week.
and play a football game? Those people are crazy out there, man. I'll never forget that as long as I let a player flipped it. And he
Washington
Started hammering.
favored by 3 at number 20 USC. Number 5 Washington favored by 3.
Have they shut down the quarterback out there?
That's what
at
I
number
heard.
20 USC. Tom?
Washington's got to win this game. A lot of pressure on them to go into Southern California, but I think they'll do it. Washington.
Terry?
Oh, Lordy. Lincoln Riley, you're disappointing. And then the quarterback comes out dressing his fingers. And I got to take Washington.
Yeah. Washington's got more pressure on them than USC, I think, though.
Oh,
Don't you
no,
think?
it's not even close.
Yeah.
Washington's got a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I think a win here puts them into the top 4.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Washington on this one, too.
LSU Alabama in Tuscaloosa. The Crimson Tide are favored by
no
3.
Hate both these guys.
Crimson Tide favored by 3.5 in this game. Tommy?
I think Alabama will roll.
Yeah, so that's what's the problem right now. They lost at the start, and he's working his way back up to pole. I got Alabama.
I do, too. I don't like either one of the coaches, but I think Alabama wins. I hope they don't. I don't like either one of them, though. I wouldn't be even happy that LSU won.
I'm just Terry when he says things and the pictures that come in my mind. I'm just Oregon State at Colorado. I'm gonna skip. Well, we'll go that one. Anybody got the Colorado Buffaloes?
No, their defense
Upsetting
is
the Beavers.
Their defense is horrible.
And, Oregon State.
Their offensive line's horrible, too.
Well, Dion said, you better get me now. And they said, okay.
We did. We are. 4 in a row.
Yeah,
Okay,
boy.
we're getting you now. He won't be there long. He'll get something else. He'll go somewhere else.
So who you taking?
And this one? Oh,
Oregon
Oregon
State.
State.
Oh, okay.
They have no offensive line and no defense.
After y'all three poo-pooed Colorado there, I'd about bet $50 on the Buffaloes on that one. if you're listening out there.
I mean,
anytime we poo-poo something across the
they
board,
cannot protect Sanders at all.
It don't work. UCLA at Arizona. UCLA favored by 2.5 in the desert.
Give me Arizona. They've been, kind of quirky this year. They've played well at times.
And that's who I'm taking, Arizona.
At home, I like Arizona.
Terry, how many games that?
10.
All right.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
What?
Switch me to UCLA on that.
There you go. That's a loss.
I think UCLA needs this game more, though. Arizona's playing well, but I think
There's
UCLA
one down there at the bottom, Kevin.
Miami at NC State. Hurricanes and Wolfpack. Hurricanes favored by 6 in Raleigh. $41 today. You can get a ticket, Terry. Who you got?
Folks, I'm telling you, North Carolina State. Ask Steve Smith; he'll tell you all about them. But North Carolina State.
Tommy.
I like Miami to go in there and beat.
That's wrong.
Beat them.
Yeah, I like Miami to go in there and beat them too. I
Well,
don't think
both gonna
NC State's
lose.
quarterback
Just-
plays.
I believe both of y'all picked Clemson last week. Yeah. Guess who won?
You wanted to pick
And
Clemson.
then Dave Doran, what did he say after the words? He had a lot to say to Steve Smith.
Well, we'll be back.
He
in a
put Steve Smith right in his place.
What did he say to him?
Yeah,
Terry?
he went off.
What did he say to him?
Well, he said, I cannot explain them things on the regular.
Here, look, he's getting muted.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. Steve Smith, y'all can tell him to blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And then Steve Smith sent him a text saying, good win over Clemson. And he says, don't touch me with that. He says, because you was putting down our whole programs over here at North Carolina State. And he says, we're winners in every program.
Well, so what did Steve Smith say about him?
Said they were a basketball school, not a football school.
Well, they're not either, but.
You know?
They do have 2 basketball championships, Kevin.
Tom. The NC State's last basketball championship is 12 years older than the Dallas Cowboys' last NFC Championship game appearance.
But Steve Smith
I'm just
starting to
stating
make
a
a lot
fact,
of people
Kevin.
mad.
I'm
I mean,
just
he
stating a
is.
fact.
Steve Smith is making a lot of people mad by what he says.
North Carolina State has.
You know why Steve's making? I know, Tom. They won championships.
But
a long time ago.
you talking about Steve Smith, the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
The old Warriors. Okay, yeah.
Zach, hit the audio.
Clemson has been struggling. They're not the Clemson we've loved over the years. But NC State, unfortunately, they're waiting for basketball to start.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
Tell Steve Smith in the studio, this ain't a basketball school. He can kiss my ass.
Yep.
He just says a basketball school. It's just they're getting ready for
Now
basketball.
see, if Ryan Day would have said that to Steve Smith, what he said about Lou Holtz, he'd have been fine. You know what I mean? I mean, but it's like somebody needs to say, see, Ryan,
So this is what
you
I
go
think-
after Steve Smith because he's still out there. You don't go over the elder statesman.
I don't
like
think
that.
Steve was saying that they were a basketball school. I think Steve was saying that their season's over in
Right.
football.
That's what I thought.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he was.
That's what
I thought he was
he was saying.
insinuating too.
Well, he didn't pick State to win. That's what's wrong, and that's what made Doran so mad. I mean,
God forbid.
understand the game.
God forbid.
North
nobody
Carolina
picks the
State is
Wolfpack,
as good
boy.
as
Let me put the
Clemson
computer
right
back
now.
on.
What about Duke, Terry?
What I mean?
Yeah,
we
he's good.
lost to Duke, but
Yeah.
I mean Clemson did too.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But now, who is Duke now? Nobody.
All right, JP, when we come back, NFL picks and more, KDCBroadcasting.com.
The all-new Grizzly 90 offers confidence-inspiring performance with Grizzly family style. Visit Full Throttle Power Sports to see the all-new Yamaha Grizzly 90 at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk in Lowell.
Save the date. Saturday, November 4th, it's the grand opening of the new Dapper Dan's in Cherryville. Check out the new vendor booths for antiques, collectibles, crafts, furniture, and some junk. The grand opening will be November 4th from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. And Tawny T's Grillin' on Wheels food truck will be there. Regular hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, Sundays 1 to 5. The new Dapper Dan's, 401 Paul H. Beam Road off Highway 150 West in Cherryville. Call 704-435-8301 and like them on Facebook, too.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I've been distracted.
Not done anything. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Let's see. Now we got some more words from Steve Smith. Zach, this is him. Did you see this? Him and Jerry Jeudy getting into it the other day. This is some more Steve.
And that's
Smith.
why he's not a Panther at the trade deadline.
Jerry Jeudy.
Sorry,
hold on. I got to do that. That one's on me.
Was walking by and Steve called out to him, and he got a different reaction.
I called out to him because on my podcast, Cut to It, I just talked about guys that maybe have not showed up in a way or in a manner. And so the word that I've used to describe him in the past was a jag, just a guy. Just a guy. When I saw him, he's playing well. I wanted to say to him face to face, like, hey, I know I said some things in the past I probably shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say to him. His response, Mike Robb, was ninja. Ninja? Yes, I'm using the word ninja. I'm just using the word ninja. I don't mess with you. And it was a curse word. And so I was like, all right. And then he repeated it. So I'll say it again. I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver? He could be a wide receiver. He's a tier 3. Go back into the studio. I'm done now.
Shame.
Well, they're laughing at him in the studio too.
Shame on the Panthers for not.
Leave that on.
I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, the football gods have blessed us.
They're laughing at him in the studio.
I love it. Oh my goodness, the football gods have blessed us, guys. Oh, thank you.
Favorite all-time Panther for me, all time, and that's why our teams are so good because of that.
Oh, I agree.
He carried that, so people's going to carry that with him.
I'm just going to tell you too
on the team.
Do not try to fight that.
No, he would be somebody you would want to be with you.
He might not win, but he's going to fight.
He's not going to be scared.
He was there.
Do not fight that guy. You will either lose or win with many blows to your face. So I'm just saying.
One thing about that,
not messing with that guy.
And he is a Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Right. One thing about the kids or the young guys today that I don't like is that how they think. Just because they're in the league and they're the number 3 wide receiver on whatever team he plays for, that he's a better wide receiver or knows more than Steve Smith ever knew. Or what.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of these kids think that or act that way. I'm like, like Steve Smith, Steve was pointing out, you couldn't accept the constructive criticism.
Right.
And that's fine. But you guys didn't see how he acted afterwards. You see what he was doing after? Tom, he was Tony.
Mm-hmm. Behind him.
After this, Jeudy was dancing and running behind him, basically threatening him. He was saying he wanted some of 89, basically, and I don't think he really did. He's sitting there with his. Well, and what's funny about it, he's over there dancing stuff, Terry, and in the background is his offense warming up.
Mm-hmm.
You see the quarterbacks start throwing passes and stuff, and I'm like, well, there's only 5 receivers on the roster, so the other 4 are over there with the quarterbacks, and this idiot.
Instead of proving it on the field, he's over here acting like a fool.
In the pregame. He's proving everything Steve Smith said.
by being over there.
And see, and the thing that gets me is he's doing college. If you think that you are as good as him, come on.
Right.
I
said just a minute ago, he is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Yeah. His size and what he did for that Panthers team, just in 2003. He's
getting remarks from everywhere. Every week he says something that gets somebody to say something back to him.
He's good on him. He's good on the microphone.
Steelers, the 34th team since 1933, when rushing and receiving stats were first tracked, to be outgained in every game of the season and still have a winning record.
Their defense scores touchdowns.
You know, the quote this week on one of the memes was, all they do is win, and you can't deny that because he's never had a losing season. He had a 500 season, right? Yep. And the rest was a winning.
Only the Broncos have give up more yards this year than the Steelers, and the Steelers are 5.
And how impressive is it?
Their defense scores. You know what I mean? That's weird. Their defense scores touchdowns. They scored 2 against Cleveland.
How impressive is it that they've only had 3 coaches? You know, that means something.
It does.
Yeah, I think Purdy. I think that's a pretty good quote there. I don't think Purdy is. I think there's enough tape on him now. What do you think, boys? Enough tape on him now.
It's going to see if he can handle adversity. Can he handle that adversity with that?
But they keep adding to that defense, man.
Oh, my goodness. They got him for nothing.
Yeah, a third-round pick.
The only thing I don't agree with in that list is the Steve Wilks. I think Wilks is a good locker room guy and a good coach. I think he is. I'm not really sure why you would call him out when they had such a good defense. I mean, you know, they've had injuries too, man. I mean, they've been dinged up a little bit.
Shanahan 1-30 when trailing by 3 points or more in the fourth quarter.
Now that's terrible.
And he's also got the 28-3 on it.
Yeah, that's bad. I agree with you on that one, Tom.
Yeah, that is bad.
All right, so there's some NFL. I don't have much on the tweets this week, so it's just a little bit here and there. But looking at the standings, we'll go through those real quick. Playoff standings right now, if they started today. Kansas City is your number 1 seed in the AFC. Miami, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and Cleveland, which would mean the Browns would open up in Miami, Buffalo in Jacksonville, and Pittsburgh in Baltimore in round 1. On the outside, looking in, the Jets are hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit, boys, waiting on Aaron Rodgers.
You know what? If he shows back up, man, that's crazy. I'd like to see what they were if he would have been there. Defense real good.
Yeah.
Bengals 4-3, and then the rest of the AFC. Anybody feel anything about the Texans, Chargers, Colts,
no,
Raiders, Titans, Broncos, Patriots making a comeback?
Or the Chargers that bad, y'all?
I don't think so. I told you the quarterback's tired. Tom didn't believe me, but
he played for 7 games, got 10 more to go. Come on now.
Got extra work to do, Terry.
The one on that whole list I'm surprised about is Baltimore being up there.
Yeah,
it's 6-2.
I mean, my God.
I don't think anybody of us had Baltimore 6-2.
Well, all these. I've said I don't see too many good NFL teams. I see or great at all as far as that goes. I see a lot of average, a lot of bad, and a few good ones that are like Miami's got a really good offense.
Right,
Kansas City's got a really good offense. Baltimore, that's the running quarterback. We'll see. They'll get in the second round and get beat, or first round and get beat,
or be hurt.
I don't think anybody's beating Kansas City right now. Tom, who's their quarterback this week for the Browns?
Don't know. I mean,
how about Dobbs' quarterback in Minnesota now?
Sure is.
At 4-4, Kirk Cousins.
What a season for him.
I know.
What a turnaround for Minnesota.
I know.
Cousins gets them back 4-4.
They're
and
done.
Then gets hurt.
They're done.
Now they're back to Dobbs.
But the Browns tried to trade for Brissett, and they offered a 6th, and Washington wanted a 3rd.
Oh my gosh!
Come on. Whatever.
He come from state. He's worth every bit of it.
You know what? He would be a very good quarterback for y'all. At this point,
it's a question of I know what he's worth, but what is he worth to you?
Wait a minute.
You know,
So
I think it's one of those, like, he may be only worth a 6th round pick to any other team, But what's he worth to you? I think that was what Washington was thinking.
It was.
That he's worth more to you, so you'll give more.
But is it 3 games till Deshaun comes back?
Washington got a third round for Chase Young, and then
My
they wanted
God.
a third round for Jacoby
And
Brissett.
Sweat
And then
went
he's not-
for the second round.
Did the 49ers just not walk away from that smiling?
Washington come away giving up everything for nothing.
That's been my pet peeve in sports the past few years more than anything, is that whether it's NBA or in NFL, all these, it's turned into the Yankees, to where how does the best team are the only team that can make a deal? Like
a great deal.
Like nobody else would
Yeah.
offer a second, or like if I'm if I'm Washington and San Francisco offers me a third, I don't send that across the league and say, can anybody beat a third from San Francisco, which will be the 90th pick, the worst pick one of the worst picks in the draft. Can anybody beat this? And Jerry Jones couldn't beat that, Terry, or Cleveland or somebody. That just, as always, aggravated me, is whoever I'm pulling for. See these stars go for nothing, especially a lot of these wide receivers.
I say, what would you rather have, Chase Young or take a crapshoot on the third round like they do every year for a player?
Well, Jerry will trade a first round for Amari Cooper, but then won't trade a sixth round for DeAndre Hopkins or something like that.
But y'all got the Amari Cooper that Dallas used to have.
Right.
Big games.
Yeah.
That guy's going to show up. When you're playing nobody, you can't find him.
So he plays big games at home.
Yeah, I mean, that guy does show up.
At home.
Right now, and we talked about this before the year, the NFC South may have a division winner with a losing record. The Falcons just bitched their quarterback and are in first place.
If Carolina comes back and wins the division, I'll be laughing.
The Panthers still got a chance.
I know they do. It's awful.
They're only 2 games out of the loss
We
column.
got a different guy calling the plays now.
2 games out of the loss column at
They're
1-6.
1-6, guys.
I know they're 2 games out. How
Guys,
bad is
they're
that?
1-6.
Tom.
Are they saying they got a chance? Where's the
Atlanta? It's starting Tyler.
We have it. And I've been
Baker's going down
stood up
now.
for the Panthers on this show, but guys, they're 1-6. Just stop it.
They win one game and
win one game, and everybody else loses one.
No, I'm telling you.
Nothing's more Panthers fan than that.
If the
Panthers
Panthers
win, more
Tom,
Panthers fan than we
if
win
the
one
Panthers
game,
win this
we're
week and
gonna
the
win
Falcons
division.
lose, the Panthers are 1 game out of the loss column.
They're going to get beaten. Who they play this week?
Who do we play this week?
Who they
San
play?
Francisco, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Well,
No, you got the Colts at home.
Oh, we can win that game.
y'all won't.
When do we play? Do we play San Fran?
You got Colts. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Colts at home and then at the Bears for the Panthers.
Hey,
Then the
look, we can win
Cowboys
2 in a
come.
row. Right, we can win 3 in a row with
Go
Cowboys
back to
coming
those
in.
scores. Go back to their scores.
Do what?
Yeah, they're not scoring
Panthers.
points.
Go back to the Panthers scores.
We were leading the NFC South in average points per game.
They give up 42, 42, 37. You got to talk about these guys are going to start winning some games. And I know Stroud had a bad game against
What's our remaining
some
schedule?
turnovers.
We got the Colts
but
and
there's
Bears.
no
Both of them are
way.
winnable. Titans, that ain't.
The Bears is
Bucks,
winnable.
Saints.
Cowboys lost. Titans lost. Buccaneers lost. Saints lost. Falcons lost. Packers winnable. Jaguars lost. Just forget about it. I mean, you might win 3 or 4 games.
Let's look at the Falcons.
Frank
schedule.
Reich may be able to keep his job.
Let's look at the Falcons schedule, who are 4-4 with Tyler Heineke coming to quarterback.
Vikings be a tough game. Cardinals win. Saints lost.
Their next 7-8
Jets
games are winnable.
lost.
Falcons about to run.
Tough.
Falcons about to run this division. Look at this. Oh, who are the quarterbacks? Look, they got Dobbs. Who's quarterbacking in Arizona? Is Murray back?
Questionable.
cares who's
He's
out
back
there?
on the roster.
Okay. Then they
Say
got
that.
whoever's quarterbacking in New Orleans. Then they got Zach Wilson, Baker Mayfield,
But you're not
Bryce
going to win.
Young,
You're not going to win at New York.
Gardner Minshew, the
Their
Bears, and the
defense to
Saints.
stop everything you're
Okay,
doing.
Terry,
They could
if
very
if
well
they
win.
lose
They
that
could very well
one,
win the division.
They could go. They could win 7 straight games of Tyler Heineke. 7 out of 8 games of Tyler Heineke.
Heineke's pretty good.
He
Yeah.
is pretty good. I saw him come in last week.
I mean,
I was
It
like,
makes you wonder how come Washington got rid of him.
Wait, 50-50, him and Dobbs. I mean, the thing about who's you taking over him? Dobbs, whoever's quarterback, and you got the Saints twice, Bears, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew,
that's all
and Bryce
toss-ups.
and Bryce, whoever. Young.
Except for the Saints if they got Carr in.
So the Falcons got an easy schedule ahead. What about the Bucks, Zach? We got to pick games.
They've not played well recently.
Texans, Titans. They got 49ers, Colts, Jaguars in there. So there's at least 2 definite losses, probably 3 with the
Texans could beat them.
I believe I'm going to go with the Falcons. Might pull this off.
The Dirty Birds.
All right, let's pick some games. Dolphins and Chiefs. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. from Germany. Who put the Dolphins and Chiefs in Germany at 9 a.m. in America?
That's awful.
And then we have to watch the Falcons and Vikings at 1 o'clock on national television.
They wanted people to watch that game.
Good job, NFL.
That's what they wanted.
All right, guys. Dolphins at Chiefs. No home field advantage. Who's going to take the flights better across the world? Tommy, who you got in this one?
Does Patrick Mahomes have a boo-boo?
I don't know. No.
Well, I think I like the Chiefs. I like Holmgren. I give them the coaching advantage here, and a pretty even matchup. Than that little guy looks like Harry Potter that coaches the Dolphins.
It's awful, ain't it?
You like who?
Yeah.
Looks like a little Harry Potter.
Holmgren. You said Holmgren.
Holmgren? What did I say? Mispronounce his name?
You talking about Andy Reid?
Oh, why did I say Andy Reid? Why did I say that?
I don't know. I was like, wait. You just had me confused. Like,
no,
who's he
I'm sorry.
about?
I'm sorry. It's early. I had a late day last night. That's my bad. Reid. That's my fault.
Terry, who you got in this one? Mike Holmgren?
That's my fault.
Or Mike McDaniel?
I'm going to go with Chiefs also.
Yeah.
Zach?
Give me let's see. Give me Nick Saban and the Dolphins. Sorry,
that's a good one. No, I absolutely deserve that. I absolutely 100%.
I'm concerned with the Chiefs losing twice. I
was going to go Dolphins if Zach didn't, but I'm going to go Chiefs now. So I'm not going to go. I'll go Chiefs.
I was going to say Shula, but I thought since you done that, it was Saban. You love Saban. I figured I'd do Saban.
I had about a 16-hour day yesterday, guys. Cut me some slack.
Josh Dobbs
Oh, yeah.
versus Taylor Heineke. 1 o'clock Vikings. This could be the game in hell. Even though they're both 4-4, but
I'm taking the Falcons with their D.
Yeah, no quarterback for the Vikings. It's sad because Cousins was playing so well, but I like the Falcons.
I hate to say I like the Falcons too, but I think you're right. You can't. I don't think Dobbs can come in and run that offense efficiently this week.
We'll go Vikings. I ain't picking 4 people in Atlanta. Never pick 4 in Atlanta. Cardinals in any sport. Cardinals at Browns. Brownies favored by 11.
Browns.
Yeah, Browns don't know who's quarterback in this
but
week.
I tell you what, better be careful. I mean, they did beat Dallas.
Well, you shut up.
How many wins they got?
It's
one
take
win
the Cardinals in. You like them. Take them.
Wait a minute. Cardinals got one win. One win.
Broke the Cowboys' heart.
Cowboys.
Broke the Cowboys' hearts after the Cowboys riding that 2-game winning streak when they came under 3. Unstoppable, and they get beat by the Cardinals. And that was the week that Tom didn't pick them. That's the week that Tom didn't pick them.
The only week all year. I was picked them 7
in the last
weeks.
5 years.
Oh.
Kevin, you taking the Browns?
Browns across. Rams at Packers.
Golly, both of them horrible. Rams is horrible this year. I don't think I'm
Packers
taking the Rams to beat
good.
them in Green Bay. I'm going to take the Rams to beat them in Green Bay.
I'm also taking the Rams.
I'm going to take the Packers. I mean, neither one of these teams is playing real well, as you guys said, but at home, maybe
but
Jordan Love has a good
this right
game.
here is what bothers me, guys. We gave up so much. Rodgers, we don't need you. We're not going to pay you. We want Jordan Love, and he's terrible. That's who we want. He's going to lead us into another time.
What y'all going to do? What y'all going to do when his twin comes in, Trey Lance?
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, we need a T-shirt that says "terrible" and "destroyed." That's two
I got
favorite
Rams,
words.
Terry. Commanders at Patriots, and this game is definitely being shown in hell this week. You can see Mac Jones.
Commanders gave up their whole defense, man.
And Sam Howell. Terry, who you got?
Patriots.
Yeah, I like the Patriots at home.
I do too.
If you're Sam Howell, how you feel about those moves, Terry?
Yeah, well, how do you feel about it?
Because are they tanking to get rid of me to go for one of these younger quarterbacks? Are they going to replace you with another Tar Heel quarterback?
I mean, don't get me wrong. You got your outsides
They might
covered.
have Howell and May in there.
And now you gave them up.
Right. You don't give up your ends. I don't get it.
I never did understand.
All right, Patriots was as well as with me on that one. I just there's nothing Washington's done for 40 years that I've understood. Bears at the Saints.
Saints.
Man, there's a lot of games in hell this week.
Saints.
Devil's got a full card, Tom.
I like Saints.
Saints in the dome.
Now, this is going to be a really good game.
Seahawks at Baltimore.
No, this ain't even a game.
I don't
Ravens.
think they can beat them. If it was at Seattle, I think they can win. But I'm taking Ravens at home.
I got Ravens.
Yeah, I like the Ravens at home. Cleveland let that game get away from. Gosh,
They
still
did.
mad about that.
Baltimore as well on me.
You hear Kareem Hunt was criticizing the play calling in Seattle too, because he said it's 3rd and 4. You're going to have his third string quarterback try to throw a pass and not try to run the ball. If you run the ball and get it, the game's over. If you don't, you punt, make him go the whole field. Why are you going to have your third string quarterback throw an interception, give them all the momentum, and go down and score? I mean,
Listen, he watched Stefanski call plays for how many years? He should have known it when he re-signed with them.
I mean,
he watched him do that for years.
It's just
Nick Chubb
like,
standing over there.
why are you calling that play? I mean, whose hands do you want the game in? But me, all right, I'm going to give him a rollout, right? He was running the ball well. PJ was running the ball well. I'm going to give him a rollout. I'm going to put Njoku or Kareem Hunt out there. All right, if it's there, you got one read, son. It's there or fall down, and we'll punt.
Mm-hmm.
And you're,
Yeah, don't throw near.
I mean, what are you doing? I mean,
They needed that win, too. So.
I mean, Stefanski's a smart guy, but they outsmart themselves. You know what I mean?
I
These guys
thought they
outsmart
should have moved on
themselves.
from him.
For $19, you can see the Buccaneers and Texans this weekend in Houston.
Tampa Bay.
One of these teams is going to be 4-4 at the end of the day.
Give me the Texans.
I take Houston Texans.
I like Tampa Bay to go in there and get a win. I mean, the Texans couldn't beat the Panthers last week, for crying out loud.
I know.
In Charlotte, North Carolina, Colts at Panthers.
Colts.
Road to redemption. Give me the Panthers.
Oh, okay, that seals it. Colts.
Minshew mania. I will take.
That you said something that stupid.
What did he say?
You know
Road
what?
to redemption.
I would have had to own the most stupid comment of the day and gone home. But now somebody is out stupid me. Thank you for making a stupider comment than I did. Colts win this game.
Appreciate that, Holmgren.
We'll be laughing about that for a while.
Hey.
I've always gotten those two mixed up, though. I've always gotten Reed and Holmgren mixed up.
I'm taking
Always
John
have.
Fox and the Panthers this week.
Oh, he's coming back now.
Steve Smith's
coming
gonna be-
back. He's a standing 8 count. Wait a minute. I got
Giants
him.
at
I got him.
Raiders. New coaching Antonio Pierce for the first time.
Oh, man, this is a bad game. Give me the Giants. I hate to even say that. Give me the Giants.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, Giants.
Raiders going to kill them this week. Eagles and Cowboys.
Well, we know who Terry's picking.
The Raiders only favored 2 at home.
Terry, who you got? Eagles favored by 3.
Well, I mean, y'all must be out of your mind. What do you think, man? Cowboys sat there. They've let the Eagles have their chance, and now we take it. They won't be Eagles in front no more. It'll be them Cowboys.
Actually, they'll still be in front by a half a game.
You'll be behind.
But anyway,
Dallas.
Eagles at home.
There's another loss for y'all.
Eagles at home.
Cut this one, please. Just remember.
Eagles for me.
Remember that his math isn't very good because the Eagles would be 7-2, Cowboys would be 6-2. Eagles still half a game in front.
And
even
Dallas
if
will be
y'all
in
win.
first.
Even if you
Head to head.
win.
Bills at Bengals. Bengals favored by 2 in this one.
4-game win streak for the Bengals right now. Give me at home. Give me the Bengals.
It's hard to gauge the Bills anymore, isn't it?
They play great one week and horrible the next.
Bills. Give me the Bills.
Yeah, I'm
1 and
also
2
going
away on
Bills.
the season this year too, guys. Don't forget that.
Yeah, that's all right. They'll win. Bills.
Cincinnati at home.
That is that's going to be tough for them to go in there and win.
Monday Night Football, Chargers and Jets. Jets.
Jets
Zachary.
win.
Give me the Jets.
I like the Chargers. Don't count old weak knees out yet.
Took away
No weak knees.
And they didn't make him practice
Well,
this week.
you could also
They
say
pressed up.
his hand is hurt from high-fiving his friends. That could also be part of the problem.
I'll go Chargers on this one as well. We'll go with the upset in New York, ruling everybody in New York Stay. All right, guys. There's the NFL.
No Thursday game.
You want to do Thursday?
We have to do the Thursday game.
Okay. Panthers at Bears.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one,
Yes.
too. You about missed the Panthers game.
Give me the Panthers. 40 degrees.
To do
Soldier
what?
Field. Win.
He's like they'll have 3 wins in a row.
Right.
Not Bears.
Bears.
Zach has the Panthers right on a 3-game win
I'm
streak.
telling
Yes.
you.
The Mike Ditka-led Bears.
Yeah.
will beat the Panthers. Oh, God, I'm an idiot.
Let me give you Lovie Smith.
Calvin,
For the win.
Don't
Tom,
don't
they
fire
fired
me.
Ditka. Wanstead's the coach now. I've
that's
got the
right.
Bears over the Panthers as
Yeah.
well.
Don't fire me, please, Calvin. Thank you.
All right, real quick, we'll stay right here to finish the show. NASCAR
Racing.
championship ends today in Phoenix. Terry, here's how miserable was Martin Truex playoffs. The regular season champion finished in 12th.
Who were the
in
last
the playoffs.
Who were the last two that got in last week? I didn't see it.
William Byron.
So Byron did get in. I know he was up.
Christopher Bell, Larson, and
The other two had the other two were guaranteed. You know.
Bladen. But the thing that we was going to talk about was talking about the Truck Series. Now, this is what we sat in here and talk about every week. Ben Rhodes wins the Truck Series championship. How many wins did he have for the year?
0.
1.
Now,
and he is your champion.
Now he is the funniest.
Oh, he's good.
He's the funniest, best interview in NASCAR. Because Tom, when he wins, the beers start flowing. And his beer mouth tongue just keeps on going. He's hilarious. He's funny. You couldn't wish it on a better guy. He walks into press conferences, crew chief sitting, or owner, was it the owner? He walks into press conference, just walks by the owner and pours beer on his head as he walks by him. Sits down. He's got instead of a gold chain, it's a big silver chain around his neck. And he goes into it. He's like, I'm going to show you some video in just a second.
But he did great. I mean, the problem you have is what we talk about every year. He won one race all year long.
Yeah.
And he's your champion.
That's hard to figure out the Ferris way, though, isn't it, guys?
It is.
It's just hard.
It is.
People act like things are simple. It's just not that simple.
Well, again, I think the elimination of the drivers is an issue. A reset of the points, and use the point system, and let it finish how it finishes. If there's 4 drivers still available when they get there, that's fine. If there's 2 when they get there, that's fine. But eliminating a guy 10 races out and then he could win the next 9 races, I don't see how that's a good way to do that.
I want to say that the NASCAR needs to go, and I'm not wanting to switch anything. I say leave it like it is, but I think if you're out of 26 races and you're the winner and they claim you're the regular season winner, you should automatically. But they don't do that in college basketball neither. Your regular season winner gets really bypassed because you win your tournament. That team gets a better seed than you get.
If there was anything, speaking of college, if there's anything I could eliminate from college basketball right now, it would be this conference tournaments. You play so many games. Let's just go. I would expand the big tournament and get rid of those conference tournaments. That's what I'm saying. It's just.
But I think you're
overkill.
You're talking about the conference champion come out of the win.
Right. If you won the conference,
maybe have 5 guys. 4 guys make it, and your regular season champions automatically gets it. He's automatically there.
What you talk about in the final?
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad
NASCAR.
rule. That wouldn't be a bad rule. But again, I don't think they should eliminate anybody. I just think you should just why can't you just keep up with the points? Say you 12 are in,
and you battle
y'all
for
race
your
to
points.
the end or whatever the points are. You're the winner. Eliminating a guy who could, if you wreck in the first 2, then win the next 8 straight races.
And you're done.
And you're not the champ. And this other guy came in 5th. Here's Rose with his chain on.
Well, isn't that like pro football? I mean, you get beat in the first round, but you were the best team. You could have won the next 6 games, but you're out. Sorry.
Yeah, there's some caveats to both sides on
it. Get some. Him sitting like he come in, Tom, by himself. In a team, in baseball, they win. They got the goggles on. He comes in with the goggles on by himself, pouring beer on people.
Gotta like people who are young and have fun. Right?
Like that, there is. He's
and then the owner's not going to say nothing. This dude just made me a bunch of money.
No,
that's exactly right.
I'm trying to find the video of him pouring it on him. That was like the top one. He walked in, but there's these things are like, here's 6 minutes of Ben Rhodes. Enjoy yourself. Like that's they're putting out the whole press conference because watching him talk about it. Here he is. Let's see. Zach hit the button there. Poured Bud Light on crew chief Rich Lush is when he came in.
What a night.
He just missed it on that video part, but he had just poured it all over.
I don't say, hey, you're the boss. Go on, man. Richard, Allison, congratulations on this championship. We'll let you go.
All right, Terry, who you got? Let's listen a little bit.
And I'm like, he's going to have a lot of work to do. I was following Corey Heim. I was following Grant through the field after that last, after that last, what was that? We had a pit stop. We put tires on it, and we cycled to the back. So I'm driving up through the field and following them. I'm like, wow, this is really hard. Usually fresh tires. I remember back to 2020, Sheldon Creek has fresh tires on. He went to the inside wall and 1 and 2, and he won the whole race. It's like, wow, we can't do that this year. That's weird. So he's got work cut out for him. Sorry, Grant. And I was like, we're gonna do good here. Lo and behold, got nose knocked all around. And the guys are like, hey, your tire's not rubbing. I'm like, well, that's cool because the wheel's like over here and it was like over here. So,
so you get
something's going on.
16 minutes of that drunken rambling. He called Bob Pockras Robert. He just had a fun time with it. Congratulations to Ben Rose on it. Terry, who you got today in Phoenix? Wide track. Anybody can win.
Tomorrow I'm gonna take Christopher Bell.
Sorry about that. Did I say today?
Yeah.
my bad. Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, and William Byron. Don't forget, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. William Byron.
I like Byron. I like Byron.
6 races.
That's who I'm picking.
They love him in
I'm
Charlotte.
picking Byron.
But the problem is,
the
problem is Kyle Larson in a group in a must-win situation, boys.
Hard to go against him.
Not going to pick against him. Kyle Larson for my pick.
So we got a. Who'd you pick?
I hope Byron does, but I'm picking Kyle Larson.
So we got a Bell, 2 Byrons, and a Larson.
Nobody went with Blaney. But Ford, Toyota, and 2 Chevys do all.
If our estranged employee was here, he would.
What, go with the Blaney?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, Blaney was the one who had illegal stuff, remember, and he got erased, so he got to move on. Think of that.
All right, JP. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching and listening to Saturday Morning Sports Talk Shock Jocks, brought to you by KDC Broadcasting. McDonald's of Cherryville. Stop by breakfast, lunch, and dinner. KDCBroadcasting.com.